Oh no, I don't have a camera. It did not do it. Oh, everybody, sorry, I do not have a camera on here. Hold on a second. Rain, I had sent you a message on Discord about the food stuff. Hold on a second, everybody. I don't have a camera on here right now. You know, all the tech that we do. And yet. Okay. Oh no, it's the wrong camera. Oh, y'all are. Yes. Well, hold it. There we go. Now I'm the right camera. Okay. Hello. Welcome everybody to my first ever tabletop RPG stream on Twitch that I'm hosting. I've played in some. This is my first one, and I'm so excited. We have an amazing group of characters tonight, an amazing GM, and we are going to have some adventures in 8-Bit City. So what that means is that all of you that are viewing, hello, welcome. We are going to be playing the game. Like I said, our GM, Kirk Damato, will be going over the rules as we're playing them, so the audience at home, can just sit back and enjoy as we play through it. That's, I think, all I need. Oh, the one thing I will say is that I'm going to put it in the chat here in case you're watching. If you want to give any tips tonight, all the tips are going to be split amongst all of the players in the game. So if you're thoroughly enjoying it and you want to give a little something, the tips are there in the Twitch chat right there. You can donate via Streamlabs, or you can send me something on Venmo or Cash App if that's more of your style. Yeah, this is going to be a fun time. I'm very excited about this. We don't know how late it will go, and we are going to try to keep the game PG, leaning PG-13, because I know we might be expecting some younger audience members tonight. So we will be wary and aware of that as we're doing it. So I think we are ready to switch to our game, and we can all meet our players. So let me get this over here. Hold on. Zoom setup is the one I want, right? Okay. Okay, there we go. Hello. I'm going to open up the audio for them so they can hear you. Hello. Everybody can hear all our players now.
Hello.
Okay. So, how would we like to get started? Should we do some quick intros?
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I'll go first. I'm the GM. I'm Kirk. Hi, everybody. I also have it over here, so I'm trying to look at myself, and I'm like, oh, look at me. So Anja and Z, we've known each other for many, many years, played a lot of tabletop RPGs together in person, and then recently done a few online. So I'm really happy to be here to run my very first adventure in 8-Bit City, a retro video game world that I've longed to explore, and we're going to meet it with some very interesting characters. And my favorite old video games, I would probably say, are like Maniac Mansion, which is a computer game, but I know it mostly from the Nintendo. And A Boy and His Blob was a game that I always did love. And if I had to play a character in this, I might pick the boy or his blob. So yeah, that's me. Should I say who goes next, or should someone introduce themselves? I don't know.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Tionna, part-time Disney princess, full-time nerd. If you've watched any of Anya's Jackbox streams, then you've seen me as It's Your Boy Goku. I do horrible at it, but it's always a fun time. And let's see, one of my favorite old games, Pac-Man, of course. If you've ever heard of The Lost Mine of Dr. Brain, you're probably my new best friend because nobody else has heard of it. I don't know what old character I would be, really. There's so many to pick from, but Donkey Kong does kind of sound pretty rad to me. Get a chance to just really yeet some, I'm here for it. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Hey everyone, I'm Baron Atomy. I love tabletop games. I love old school video games. My favorites growing up were probably the old Double Dragon and other side-scrolling beat 'em ups. I liked platformers. It took me a long time to get into RPGs, which are now probably one of my favorite genres out there. And on the computer, I loved the old Monkey Island games, especially the third one, Curse of Monkey Island. LucasArts puzzle games were just chef's kiss. And tonight I will be playing the very loyal, very lovable, and universally despised dog from the game Duck Hunt.
Nice. And I also just recently learned about with Double Dragon that there was a movie in the 90s and Alyssa Milano was in it. And I saw a trailer for it at like a classic movie theater. And it was ridiculous. They felt like the human version of Ninja Turtles. And there's only 2 of them. It looks like a romp. So if you ever get a chance to see the Double Dragon movie, that's one that's high on my list right now.
I probably watched it 4 times in 7th grade.
I'm still not visible. Am I?
Well, at least
Oh, maybe there's a delay on the thing. Okay. I was just feeding cats, and so I do not know whether or not we did these introductions in character or not. And so,
Not.
Oh, not? All right, so
No,
I'm playing the Marble from Marble Madness Copper at Atari 1984.
And what's some of your favorite old like retro video games?
Oh. Gosh, I forget what I said. I wrote this down in case I would forget what retro video games exist.
They were Super Nintendo games.
They were. That was the only one that I didn't have. I liked your Kirby's and your Donkey Kongs and your Harvest Moon. Wide variety of other things. The Logical Journey of the Zoombinis and other PC edutainment from the 90s.
Very
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
And I'll oop, hold on, I need to stop this. There we go. Hi, and I'm Anja. This is my Twitch stream. If you are new to this thing, hi, I'm Anja Keister. I'm based on New York City. And we're not talking about who we're playing yet. My favorite games were Excite Bike and Burger Time. And there's this one that I know we've talked about on my Twitch stream before. It was a side scroller for the Atari, and it was a maze. It's like it's in the desert, and you go through a maze. And basically, the only way to beat it is to just play it over and over and over and over again and memorize the maze. So, that's me. Okay, so let's go back to Kirk, who can set the scene here.
Yes. So before we begin, one of the things I wanted to share is that we'll be using a virtual version of the X card, which is a tool created by John Stavropoulos, who some of us have played RPGs with, that allows anyone in the game, including myself, to edit out any content anyone is uncomfortable with as we play. Because since most RPGs are very improvisational and we won't know what will happen till it happens, it's possible that the game could go in a direction that people don't want. The X card is a simple tool to fix problems as they arise. And like, I kind of think of it in this 8-bit version, like kind of as a reset button, like a mild reset button. So I would like the help of the players, your help to make this game fun for everyone. If anyone or anything makes anyone uncomfortable in any way. So I'm drawing an X card, and usually you would just kind of lift up this card if we were in person, or I'd place it on the table and you'd simply tap it. But in this virtual space, you can either lift one if you have one, or you could just DM it to me here and I'll see it. You don't have to explain why, it doesn't matter why. When we lift or tap this card or send it as a DM into our private chat, we simply edit out anything that's been X carded. If there's ever an issue, anyone can call for a break and we can talk privately. And I know it sounds funny, but it will help us play an amazing game together. And usually I'm the one who uses the X card to help take care of myself. So please help make this game fun for everyone, and thank you. And for the viewers on the stream, if you'd like to use the X card for your RPGs, it's under a Creative Commons share-alike license. And you can learn more about it at tinyurl.com/X-card-RPG, or just Google X-card RPG. You'll find it. It's the top link. And so thank you, John, for this very useful tool. And I do miss gaming with you. Now, sorry about that. Now, yes. as for the game itself, in the old days, the Nintendo games and stuff, they came with an instruction manual, and you would read it in the car as you go home, really excited to learn about like the backstory that will never ever come into play, and like some really unusual line art. And they would tell you like, this is what the B button does. But instead, let's pretend, let's just be the kid who gets the game and starts playing it without knowing exactly how it works. And let's just hit start and begin to,
I was gonna say, or like in my case, because we didn't own a lot of games. Ours were all rented from the local video store, and they often did not have the instruction manual with them. So you just start it and hope you're doing it right.
Yeah. And sometimes you'd be like, this game is terrible because I don't have the basic information that I need to make this work. Or you're like deciding if it's good based off of the back of the box. So yes, we'll just press the start button and begin tonight's adventure in 8-Bit City, a city of brightly colored pixels and chip music, upbeat tunes, and neon lights. It is a city of excitement and danger, but also a city of, the darker outskirts, the more rundown areas, the place where the pixels have begun to fade a little bit and the tunes have begun to warp just the tiniest bit. And in these shadowy outskirts of 8-Bit City, we begin our adventure in stage 1, the bar. Now, this is Tapper's Bar, not the Root Beer Tapper, the much more popular game location in 8-Bit City, where you can get the finest root beer, which is, of course, the favorite drink of most video game characters. But this is the original Tapper's. To call it a dive would be an understatement. It's definitely seen its age, and you can kind of see the faded logo of a beer sponsor that no longer is allowed to sponsor it, because that is you can't try to advertise alcohol to minors. So there are only 5 people here. There is, of course, the bartender, Tapper himself, a gentleman with like a handlebar mustache, dressed in like an old-fashioned striped suit and eternally polishing mugs and serving whatever drinks you want. You can get milk here, which is unusual, or like orange juice. You could even get coffee, or you could get a less good version of root beer as well from this bar. But there are only 4 patrons, the 4 of you. So if everyone would like to introduce themselves and what they're doing here at Tapper's Bar.
I can go. Well, no, someone else go first.
All right, the Duck Hunt dog. Obviously, when they walked in, there was a collective groan from everybody else, whether they'd been there, with them before or not. Just universally, the dog being around means something bad is happening to someone. So the dog is actually here because they sniffed out something. And they never know exactly what they're following when they're sniffing something, but they are compelled by whatever they're smelling. And so it's lured them into Tapper's Bar, where they're sure they're going to find something useful or fun or entertaining, or at least be there to laugh at somebody else's misfortune.
Wonderful. Okay, I actually have images up here. So next is the marble from Marble Madness. Copyright 1984.
So the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, is probably sitting down with a full drink at a table near the door, but in a seat closer to the wall so that they can look out over the rest of the bar. As an auteur, I always try to observe people, and as a sphere of marbled glass, I have neither mouth nor digestive tract, and so the entirety of this beverage is for show.
Very good.
Kirk, if you are saying things, we cannot hear you.
Well, that's a shame, because it was really funny and really brilliant, and in that
Sounded
moment,
really good.
It just can never be repeated. But I suppose I'm curious, for the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. How big are you compared to, say, like the human tapper bartender?
I am just a simple sphere of marble glass, about 1 foot in diameter. I have no other traits beyond my sphericality, marbledness, and a series of yellowish stars within my body that allows me to indicate to a player whether or not I am in motion.
Very good. Very good. Okay, next up we have Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is going through some troubles right now with his wife, Mrs. Pac-Man. She right now is currently a bit more successful, which absolutely fantastic, but he's ambitious, and the ghost came to him and said, hey, we can make you even more famous. It'll take a few power pellets, and one thing led to another, and here he is, bouncing fruit in one side of his mouth and another bouncing fruit in the other. Just, man, I just miss my woman. I just miss my gal. That's rough stuff.
Aww. Pac-Man. Okay, and then last but not least is going to be me. Okay, there we go. Oop, nope, wrong image. It still says Pac-Man. We're going to do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so brooding in the corner in a perpetual brood mode is Simon Belmont from Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest 1987. He's there because he's the youngest of the people here. He's had a lot of fame, but the problem is he keeps getting retconned. He beat Dracula twice. He feels like he's got a lot going on, but it's so confusing with a franchise where you keep getting changed over and over again. His age is fluctuating, things like that. So he's nursing. Kirk, did you say, can we get alcohol in this bar or no?
You can, but we can't name the sponsor. You can see that faded logo on the wall, but they're like, oh, we have nothing to do with this game, but the pixels are still there.
Very good. I'm also okay with him nursing a grape juice, pretending that it's wine, and he's just like switching it around. Like, I'm gonna try to do a British accent. We'll see how long it lasts. But he's just like, I just don't know who I am. I can't do it. I don't know who I am anymore. What's going on in my life? What am I doing here? But he looks around and he sees all of these other classics who came before him, and it's just like, there is something that I can still do. Okay.
An interesting night here at Tapper's Bar, and thank you all for those wonderful introductions. In fact, they're so good, I'm going to award you a token each. So everyone will get a token. So if you have a counter or something like that, please keep track of your tokens. I will do the same, but I'm not the best at it. Sometimes I forget. Now, you're probably wondering, what are tokens for? Well, as this is that tutorial without an instruction manual, we'll find out throughout, but you can spend them in several ways, which we'll explain over the course of stage 1, the bar. Because it looks like Tapper is going up to, let's see who it's going to be. It is Pac-Man, having rolled. And he's like, look, Pac-Man, you've been a good customer. You've seen me through some tough times. I'm seeing you through some tough times, but it's tough times all around, and you got to settle your tab. I can't keep giving you bouncing fruit on credit.
Come on, I'm good for it. You know me. We're friends, right? We've known each other for a while. Just one more fruit. Just one more. I swear I'll settle it out. Just let me I got this.
Fairly put. And as you know, on your character sheets beforehand, everyone filled out a quick questionnaire. This is Adventures in 8-Bit City is a game of words and not stats. There's no like strength 18. It was just descriptions. So then how would we solve a situation like this? There's no numbers for dice. So instead, we will play the time-honored game of rock, paper, scissors. And that is how we will do challenges and different things like that. So here, Pac-Man is trying to get one more piece of bobbing fruit on credit, and Tapper will be deciding if he's going to allow that or if it's really time to settle the bill. So when we do rock, paper, scissors, I will usually try to think, what is the character's motivation? And I'll pick something allegorical. So if it was like you're fighting someone with a sword, they might stick with scissors because that's cut. So maybe think of what Tapper might use, or if he's going to do rock, paper, scissors and try to beat that. And we'll see how that goes. Again, just a tutorial. We're all good. So Pac-Man, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do 1, 2, 3, shoot. Interesting, because Tapper was thinking he needs money, so chose paper.
Oh,
So
dang, this is my lucky day.
this counts as a win. And Tapper's like, yeah, Pac-Man, I know. You still got it, Pac-Man. You still got it. You know what? I'll give you a bouncing pretzel. That one's worth like 500 points, I think. So yeah, you know, you're good. You're good for your bill.
You never let me down. You're great. I swear I'll make it. I'll make it up to you. Such, and if it isn't me, Junior's got you too.
Yeah, that kid's got gumption. I tell you what. And Tapper looks around. You don't know if he fully believes that this will work out, but it is a kindness, and his eyes settle on the more successful person in the room, who would probably be that hot shot game of 1987. Oh wait, actually before that, Duck Hunt Dog, how do you react to all this?
They're just happy to be here. They were really hoping that that they'd get to see poor Pac-Man thrown out or publicly embarrassed so they could laugh unhelpfully. But as it is, they sniffed something out, so they're sure something entertainingly tragic is going to go down at some point. Maybe to them, maybe to someone else. Either way, they're good.
Interesting. So you're not going to laugh? That is a big part of your character description there.
They would have if Pac-Man had lost, but Tapper seems like he's taking it too well to really pull that soul-rending laughter out of them so far.
Fair enough, but I'm still going to make you roll to not laugh.
Okie dokie.
Again, all just a tutorial. So let's think what I'm basically playing the Duck Hunt Dog self-control. So whenever you're ready, we will pull. So I will say like 1, 2, 3, shoot. Whenever you're ready. Are you good?
Yep.
Okay. 2, 3, shoot, and show what you got. Okay. So you had rock, and it was unfortunately paper. So that is a loss. The paper being, I don't know. I just chose paper again because it was about money, and I went with the previous one. This is where I would normally choose randomly. Now, you have lost, but remember those tokens I gave you. Everyone has one, so you're rich with tokens. One of the uses of them is that you can re-roll a loss if you want. That is one of the ways you can use a token. So do you want to do that?
I do not think it would be something that they would do at this point. This is not a laugh that they can successfully stifle.
That is fair. In which case, the dog then is laughing,
pointing, laughing. The whole. This is very obviously at you.
Wow.
This is why nobody likes when the dog comes around. Just always laughing. Never helps. Never offers anything. Just laugh. The snicker. And he just kind of grumbles off.
Now, Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, and or Simon Belmont. Do either of you have a strong reaction to this, to not just Pac-Man being on tough times, the kind is shown by Tapper, but then that mocking laugh used by the dog? Do either of you have a reaction to that?
I think Simon Belmont internally feels scared about seeing Pac-Man down on his luck, because he's just like, oh, that was like, that could be me in 10 years. I don't know how popular my quest is going to be, but seeing the dog laughing, it's going to be like, what do you have to laugh about? All you do is pick up someone else's kills. You don't do it yourself. I've killed Dracula. What have you done? Just picked up a duck? How dare you laugh at a legend like this?
I was scared for a second he was going to have a spray bottle of holy water, just bad.
Interesting reactions from Simon Belmont. One being that indignation, but two, that fear. I'd like to explore that fear with a pull, if you'd like. So whenever you're ready, because I think I am. So 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh my gosh. So it is a tie.
Oh no.
Now, this is interesting because we've seen what happens when someone wins and when someone loses, and now we'll find out what happens when we tie. What that means is it basically ups the ante a bit. It gets a little bit bigger, a little bit more dangerous, and you could still win or lose, but we'll see. But if we get to, you know what? Let's just we'll see what happens. So we've tied once. Let's try again. So whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So that the first one is because of my paper thin ego.
Sure. Yes. Honestly, at this point, I might start rolling randomly because I have to think of these every single time, and it is a bit tough. So whenever you're ready. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh my goodness gracious! It is a second tie.
Oh no! I'm so angsty.
You feel that rock in your stomach. It feels like a rock has dropped in your stomach as you feel yourself getting angry at this dog and saying these words, but really what you're angry at is your fear of the future. And so we go to our next round as this keeps escalating a bit more. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, you gonna do the 1, 2, 3?
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, shoot. And it is indeed another tie. Very unusual. Very, very, very unusual. And when we get to 3 ties, that means we've suddenly gone into critical success or critical failure territory. At this point, you can no longer spend a token to re-roll. This is how we're playing for keeps. And when this happens, something is going to be added to your character sheet. It's I think of it as like your permanent record. That seeing this happen, for better or for worse, is going to change Simon Belmont forever. And so at this point, okay, I got mine.
Okay.
You got yours?
Yeah. So it's
All
like
right.
at first I was paper thin with my ego, and then I'm like, no, Simon. I'm like starting to spiral. I'm like, no, you can rock it. You can rock it. You've killed Dracula. You can do it. And it's like, rock on. It's like, oh no, but I'm still spiraling more. And I'm like, oh, but what about money trouble? So I went back to paper, but now I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So
whenever you're ready.
1, 2, 3, scissors. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, what happens to Simon Belmont?
Well, other players, I'll tell you what it is. Simon Belmont, who was drinking that grape juice, and I see your future. And this is you in 10 years as what you'll be there asking Tapper for credit and being laughed at by maybe the same dog, maybe whatever the Banjo-Kazooie of the future, whatever character it might be. And you don't even have the close friendship that Pac-Man does with Tapper. So that is you can add to your character sheet Vision of a sad future. And I'm going to write that down here.
What
So
a
it's
terrible
basically-
night to have a midlife crisis.
I know, right? Oh. Like, it's like, I'm still at the top of my game, but, or at least like I feel like I'm still doing well, but like with all the retcons and now like seeing this, and I'm just like, that's it. That's like my ego breaking. Existential crisis, like you said. I don't know.
Can we see like this downward spiral happening as
So
Simon's just kind of going through that like
yes.
mental freak out? Are we all like just
Yeah,
watching
at
it or
first I'm like
still doing
swilling
our own?
it and I'm like yelling at the dog, and then I'm just like and then after the second I'm like and then the third I'm like and now I get up and I'm like in Castlevania mode. I'm like pacing this way, and then I turn and I'm pacing this way, and I'm turning and I'm pacing this way, and I'm turning and I'm pacing this way. So I'm just pacing back and forth in the bar now, uncontrollably.
And I mean, you see your future, and you even see like the anime version of Castlevania, and you're not even in it. Like, they remember the castle, they remember Dracula, but you become forgotten, which is even worse than Pac-Man, because at least Pac-Man, then Ms. Pac-Man, and then Baby Pac-Man and Pac-Man, like at least the Pac-Man name lives on. But Simon Belmont, I don't know. So that is a bitter pill to swallow.
Pac-Man at
Duck Hunt
least had a
Dog.
song. He has a fever song. What do I have? Nothing. I'm just gonna be falling into the Belmont legacy. No one's gonna remember me.
The dog
Simon,
definitely
your whip is
remembers
wait-
what they smell.
I'm sorry.
Oops, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The dog is now pretty sure they know exactly what smell brought them in here, and it's that smell of utter soul crushing despair.
Oh no.
Not all is bright and shiny in 8-Bit City. Tionna, were you going to say something as well?
Pac-Man is just kind of gonna look over. It's Simon, your whip is entirely too long, but you are mighty with resilience. You will be fine.
Kind words. Unfortunately, with that critical failure. So here's a bit of good news. When there is a critical failure or success and something gets added to your character sheet, you get a token. Ding, ding. So Anja now has 2. Remember that, because at some point I'm going to knock these over and I'm going to be like, I don't know how many y'all have. But unfortunately, there is another bad thing, is that Simon Belmont, even with Pac-Man's words of encouragement, takes a bit of, we, instead of hit points and numbers, we have, I call them like body points and soul points. And they're like little hearts that you would have on your character, like 3 little hearts for body, 3 little hearts for soul, exactly like that. And
heart and soul.
and that song gets a little minor key as Simon Belmont takes 1 soul point of damage. So you can, here's a bit of good news. When you do take damage, you do get a token. So you exchange that heart. So Anja now has 3. And those are the main rules of the game. Now, the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, who is staring out that window and people watching, is the only one who noticed.
Staring in, unless, yeah.
What was that?
I was saying, Marble, if anything, is staring in at this display, not outside.
Gotcha. Okay.
But certainly would be situated to notice something if there's something to be noticed.
And there is indeed, well, the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. What is your take on all of this? When you watch it all, how do you absorb all this?
So many talented fools putting all their fears into one basket. It'd never be done. Gotta move on before you get tied down to something that'll move on without you. You there, cruel dog.
Ears perk up.
Come, yeah, you enjoy tales of woe.
They trot over and put their paws up on the bar. They're like, oh, this is going to be good. They know it.
I do feel low. I have just come from an audition, dog, and you don't have to ask me how it went. I can tell you it went terrible. And be thankful you are a dog. Your problems are merely canine, while mine are asinine. And I must admit that the only reason I am still in this business is because I have changed my business. What you are seeing here in this room today are those who cannot see beyond the pixels of today into the bright opportunities of tomorrow.
The dog
Here, I'll buy you a
nods.
Ramoon soda.
Dog nods sadly, puts a comforting paw on the marble, and laughs.
Drink it in, dog. Drink it in.
That
Oh,
was
they
quite
definitely came to the
poignant.
right bar on the right night.
I'm writing this down because that was a very poignant thing said by the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari, 1984.
You know, dog, they tried to make a sequel, and I wouldn't do it. They tried to make a sequel, and they were going to recast me with a limbed individual. I won't mention them by name.
Big heavy sigh, and as close as they can approximate a head pat on a marble.
And I think that that'll give us the final line there.
You are a kind, cruel dog.
Mocking laughter.
In a kind and sometimes cruel 8-bit city. And that is the end of stage 1, the bar. So congratulations, that was also a tutorial, and I think you've now experienced the majority of the rules for this game. As a kindness,
Score?
what was that?
What is our score? Stage 1 is complete.
Everyone has 800 points.
I don't deserve that. I'm a failure.
Oh, just take the points, Simon. It's okay. It's a good thing. Just take them. At least take them before the dog does.
Oh, yeah.
The dog was trying to surreptitiously scoop whatever approximates the points away and stops, looks innocent.
I think they're just little numbers that appear and then they disappear, and everyone loves points. But that takes us to stage 2, as the door to Tappers opens, and in walks the intruder. Now, one of you would certainly recognize this character. For some reason, I envision him. You know what? He doesn't normally wear a bowler hat, but in my mind, he's wearing a bowler hat with this orange sheen of the sheet that covers him and his large eyes as he floats into the bar. Does anyone know who this orange ghosty ghost might be?
I've certainly never met this ghosty figure a day in my life, but just in case, I would like to hide in the corner.
Pac-Man goes to hide in the corner. Does anyone know the name of this ghost off the top of their head? Just this one? This one, no?
Clyde.
Clyde?
Yes. Both of you take a token. Ding ding. So one there, one there. As Pac-Man goes to hide, yes, this is indeed Clyde of the Ghost. I think AKA sometimes referred to as Pokey, because not the fastest, not the smartest, but certainly one of the 4 ghosts in the Ghost Mob who have grown in power over the years. They are, in fact, the oldest villains who are non-space invaders, and they have somehow managed to retain control and some nefarious notoriety here in 8-Bit City, as he comes and he makes a beeline for Tapper. And he says, "Today's the 8th, old man." time to pay your protection money. Tapper has like a pixel of sweat, and he's like, oh, this is like, I'm good for it. You know, I could get it. I just can't get it today. Clyde, I can't get it today. I can't. And, you know, he's thinking that's why he was maybe hitting up Pac-Man, and Clyde kind of approaches him a bit menacingly, unless there's something that anyone who's not hiding in the corner might want to do.
I cannot let this continue. I may be a simple sphere of marbled glass endowed with the power of speech by some strange miracle, but I cannot allow you to bully this, whoever that is.
I ain't bullying him. We're
Mm.
friends, see? He kind of puts his arm, he has arms sometimes, around Tapper. Oh, we're friends. And you can kind of see him pull him in tight. I look out for him. He looks out for me. You think this dump would still be standing if it wasn't for the ghost mob? This place would have been torn down and put in the bit bucket ages ago. We just have it because we like to drink milk and other drinks like coffee and grape wine-like non-carbonated refreshments.
I would say seeing this after, especially since Pac-Man had just given me this, is giving me the support through my existential crisis. I'd been pacing. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to take out my whip, and you paranormal visage, get away from the tavern keeper. How do you come in this place of merriment and bring your dour mood? And I'll crack my whip.
All right. Let's roll.
Oh no, this went so well
A little bit
last time.
hostile. A little bit hostile all of a sudden. My.
What could possibly go wrong? It'll be fine.
The dog is getting popcorn.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Yeah, ready for it. So,
Okay.
3, 2, 1, shoot.
Dang.
Yeah! Bam, 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 bam. Waka, waka,
I
So-
figured he'd be wearing a
waka,
sheet.
waka.
Yep. So what did Simon Belmont do again?
Stood up to defend, insulted, and cracked a whip. So I'd say would not hit the ghost directly, but is going to crack and be like, I've decimated banshees worse than you before.
I
And
say that chandelier is exploded.
yeah, the Clyde kind of jumps back at the sound of the whip, and he's like, yeah, and I've eaten pellets bigger than the marble from Marble Madness copyright Atari 1984 before. And he tilts his bowler hat forward in a menacing way, and he starts walking towards you. Shaken. But as he does that, would it be the dog eating popcorn, or would it be Pac-Man cowering in the corner? Let's just do a rock, paper, scissors between the two of you. This is just to decide who is going to take the action here. I'm just kind of curious. So you guys do whatever you want. Like if you want it to be you thinking of strategy, or just play randomly. And I'll say rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then hold up your hands and we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right. So 1, 2, 3, shoot. And so it was the dog, the duck hunt dog, who noticed something very unusual about Clyde as he tilted forward his boulder and kind of moved forward. You notice there's something on the back of his head. Usually he's just like a orange sheet, and there is something like you actually can't tell what it is, just something that's kind of dark and shiny that it's not part of who he is, and it kind of catches your attention.
The dog does the most picture-perfect pointer point, one paw up, and you see a little pixelated crosshairs visibly show up on what they noticed, so everyone else in the bar has their attention drawn to it.
Well, I would say that Clyde is walking towards Simon Belmont and the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. So they might not be able to see the back of Clyde's head, but Pac-Man certainly could. So that is just something to be aware of.
Mhm.
And unless someone wants to take an action where Clyde is going to kind of get in Simon's business.
If there's still time, the dog would also like to press their A button and search for a power pellet.
Okay. That's certainly a possibility. The duck hunt dog is very good at finding things and then flushing them out of hiding. So we'll get to that in a moment as the dog begins to search for a power pellet. But meanwhile, anyone else probably, yes, I see that.
Now, I'll say my deceased friend, you cannot continue to aggress upon the members of this establishment. Excuse me. While I do not imbibe or digest anything, I can sometimes take on the traits of those around me, and I have begun to inherit this apparent drunkenness. I am this good at acting. You. And speaking of A buttons, the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, would like to also press their A button and roll downhill at speed off of their chair in the direction of Clyde.
Wow. Okay. This is interesting.
Never let it be said that the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, is a coward.
So a speech and then a sudden acceleration towards Clyde. Yes? I like it. I love it. And let us roll. Whenever you are ready.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. How very odd. That was a rock. But here's the thing. With this, I think would come a bit of insight. That should have worked. That definitely should have worked. That should have at least, he would have bounced back. You know, you're rolling at him, you have accelerated. The A button and B button are just things we kind of put on our character sheets. The Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, is very good at accelerating, and it's kind of like this almost a fastball special, and he doesn't even flinch. Like, you go careening off of him. It disobeys the laws of physics. Something is not quite right. And so before we move on, as the duck hunt dog was searching, let us see if you were successful. So, okay. I mean, this one's, I don't know, I'm doing some really weird backwards thinking here, and that's okay. Got it. Whenever you're ready. Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. It's a tie. So we'll go again. All right. Whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Unfortunately, unless you want to spend a token.
Of course, there's a chance to thwart someone's plans and laugh at them. The duck hunt dog will spend a token.
Okay, yes, thank you for also helping me remember that, because I'm not good at remembering that. Okay, so let's try again. 1, 2. Oh, wait. Okay, what did he? Okay, I think okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Of course, there is a power pellet.
And the duck hunt dog is going to nose roll it over to the hiding Pac-Man and give the briefest of little snickers. Kind of canine. This gonna be good.
Pac-Man, how do you want to react to that?
So Pac-Man is watching as the power pellet is getting rolled to him, and he's kind of starting to, I could take this, I could just kind of go, like, I'm gonna take the power pellet. And he doesn't really have pockets, so that's not gonna do him any. He's gonna eat the power pellet. Just
Gonna eat the power pellet. Like Popeye to spinach is Pac-Man to the power pellet. What is it like to eat one of these things? What is the change that comes over Pac-Man?
let's see. In regular D&D terms, it's like a barbarian going into rage, I'd like to think. Just really going turbo, you know? And he just kind of and just kind of starts kind of charging over. It's, hey, why don't you back off of my new friends here? They're not bothering you. You want a problem with me? These all just pellets to the wind.
And as you do that, Clyde turns to face you, and which gives Simon Belmont and the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, a chance to see that thing that the dog was pointing and pixelating. It probably still has those little pixel crosshairs on it, that this unusual little like thing that's there. And he looks at you. Clyde looks at Pac-Man. And usually when a power pellet, like, oh, ghosts, no, that's like a magnet that repulses. They're like, we got to get out of here. And instead he smiles and he says, bring it.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and press my A button.
Oh boy. And that means, what are you going to do?
Well, he is going to ask Tapper to toss him not a Red Bull, but some sort of energy beverage.
The crimson, I don't know, bovid drink. Yes. And Tapper does. He slides it down the bar, which is his specialty, and you like right into your gloved hand.
Wow, that looks a fine bottle of Scarlet Cow.
Oh, he takes it and just knocks it back like it's a Mountain Dew commercial and just, I can do this all day. And just, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is you in your element. You have taken a power pellet. You're going against your old foe, what of the ghost mob. This is what you were designed and programmed and born to do. So let's roll on this one.
I'm ready.
You go first.
I will be a rock, for I am round, but I'm also very solid and unmoving.
You chose rock, and this is where, what are you doing? What is Pac-Man doing in this attack?
Well, since it's rock, I guess it would be just bar brawling it, trying to bar brawl it at this point. So a lot of punches thrown, maybe a few little spin boop-doops.
And yet you lose.
Oh no.
Would you like to spend a token?
Yes.
All right.
Quickly.
You have one left, right?
One left.
All right. You go first.
Paper, because it has been high time that somebody lays Clyde flat.
How strange. You lose.
Oh.
This should not be. Would you like to spend a token? Wow. All right. Your last one. You go first.
Back to rock. It's where I started, and I will smash you.
And you do, but it does not work.
Okay.
Every punch you land clearly could take out Clyde. You have a power pellet in you, and you've been caffeinated up with that Scarlet Cow energy drink. Every punch lands, and yet it does nothing.
I think Simon's seen this because, like, Pac-Man was the one that was giving him the pep talk, and seeing this and being like, I know this legend. I know this legend. That should have worked. Is wondering, like, is this some genie, some game genie? Is this some kind of Konami code that's here that's letting Clyde be able to beat someone who should, like, obviously should have lost at this point? And it's be like, blasphemy, heresy, this is what is going on. This is some magic.
I don't know what it could possibly be because Clyde should be dead by now, but I think Pac-Man's starting to freak out.
Oh, yes.
So that the invulnerable, like, blinking and the power pellets are wearing out. So he's backing down a little bit. He's not so puffed up. He's caffeinated with fear now.
So much so that you can take one heart off of your soul. Give yourself a token, but Pac-Man does experience this fear that this should not happen. Simon, give yourself a token for that interesting insight of game geniness or a Konami code, because again, this is the way we play. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Instead, I was saying you go first, and that's not right. That's not how the game is played. How strange.
Yeah.
May I ask? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go, please.
Regarding this strangeness, the Marble from Marble Madness Copper at Atari 1984 has been around the block and has seen this game before. Did Clyde at any point during that encounter exhibit a blue recoloration, a squiggly lightedness to the mouth, or anything of the like?
Why don't we roll for that? And
to be fair, I was careening through the air at the time. I may not have seen it.
Fair. That's a very good question.
In addition, I do not have eyes or indeed any central nervous system.
Okay, I think I got what I have. So if you're ready, 1, 2, 3, shoot. You see through it as if it was written clear on paper. There was this strange light and discoloration, not the usual turning blue and then his mouth gets all squiggly and he kind of, what happens when he's in proximity to a power pellet. There was something a little strange. Yes, you did notice that.
Why peculiar? Quite peculiar indeed. And they say that just because you are a featureless sphere of glass, you can also be quite sharp.
Yeah, it's like you're a cat's eye.
Those are both very good. I'm going to give a token to each of you for that. But what to do with this information? So as Pac-Man feels the fear of, like, maybe you have lost it. You don't know what's going on. You didn't notice this discoloration. And but Simon has started to mention the potentials of a game genie or perhaps a Konami code. But for any of the other three, is there an action that you can take at this point? Or else Clyde is going to attack Pac-Man.
Well, the duck hunt dog, still chortling, laughing merrily at both Pac-Man and the Marble from Marble Madness copyright Atari 1984's misfortunes, continues to point, and the crosshairs on whatever spot there is on Clyde, if they at any point cross over a window or something, one of the random hunters or Hogan's Alley's tough that always has a zapper trained on anything but the dog in the dog's premises might blast that bowler cap off of Clyde, or attack its weak spot for massive damage. Depends on how good the person holding the zapper is.
That would certainly require a token. That is a changing of reality and adding a reactive adding of things. And you have one left, right? After spending this, I would say that maybe the hunter, the duck hunt hunter, the unseen character might be there ready with it.
Can I also burn a token then for this?
Yes.
When I was a youth, this is Anja, not Simon Belmont of the Belmont Legacy. When I played Duck Hunt as a kid, I held the gun directly to the screen and would so I could move it really fast so I didn't have to worry about my aim being. I just held it directly at the TV, touching the glass. And since we are in a bar and there's glass windows, can I burn a token that if there are hunters outside, that they literally have their guns on the glass of the window so their shots are better?
Yes, you absolutely can spend a token on that. Wow. Yeah, that's a valid strategy. Interesting. I will, the Duck Hunt dog playing for the hunter will have to roll. However, this is one that has like the equivalent of advantage, I would say. In fact, I could, I don't know exactly how best to play it. So let's just see what happens. Okay, I know what mine is. I think. Okay, I'm good. So whenever you're ready, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, it is a tie. Note that the papers are not going to change my hands. Okay, so whenever you're ready, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, look at that. It worked. There is that strange zapper shot sound as your unseen hunter, who's always looking out for you, I guess. Every now and then he'll pop up whenever you spend a token, maybe. And there is that shot that strikes true at those those crosshairs and pressed right against the glass. I think, Simon Belmont, maybe you see just for a moment that the shadowy image of a hunter pressing the zapper against the glass, and it does fire. And that thing, yeah, is everything all right? I don't know if there's like a cat issue. Well,
Oh no, the cat is just playing the role of Simon Belmont for a period of time while Anja answers the door.
I see. I was like, oh, Anja turned into a cat. The zapper zaps off whatever that little bauble or whatever it is that was hidden by Clyde's bowler off of his head. And immediately, as Clyde was like, I'm rolling up nicely. All right, Pac-Man, now it's my time. And then you see the look on his face as he turns the full ghost blue, and his mouth becomes like that frowny squiggle because a power pelleted Pac-Man is right there on him.
Yeah, that's right. Walk a walk, buddy.
Waka walk indeed. I don't think we even need to roll for this one. That was quite beautiful. Give yourself a token for that.
If at all possible, the Duck Hunt dog would like to briefly grab one of the escaping eyes and hold it up triumphantly.
Yes.
And then just let it go.
Yes. And that ends stage 2, the intruder. How are we all feeling? As everyone gets another 700 points. Good job.
Yeah.
Simon feels a little bit better. Like, he actually did something. He helped. He stood up to a bully. He still feels like he's going to fail in life, but at least for now, he feels a little bit better.
Do we wish to take a quick break, or shall we continue to stage 3? You let me know.
If we could take a quick break.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just take like a quick 5-minute break.
Sounds good. See you in 5 minutes.
Delightful.
And we are back.
Excellent. Welcome to stage 3. Hold on a second. Oh gosh, never mind. Hold on. That's us muted on delay. I had the other computer on. I was like, why are you talking to me from over here? So how are we all feeling? Coming out. Let's pause. Let's push pause on the game for a second. How are we all doing? Pause. I saw that. I like it. I give a token for that. I shouldn't encourage behavior like that, but I do.
The dog is having probably their best night that they can remember, which isn't very long because they are a dog. So that was probably yesterday. But everybody everywhere is messing up and having horrible traumatic failures, and they are loving it.
Pac-Man is hurting right now. He is hurting in a little bit in body. He's hurting in spirit because that kind of shook him up a little bit, and maybe some of the caffeine's starting to wear out. So he's just looking around like, okay, this is Wednesday night for us.
The marble from Marble Madness, copyright 1984, Atari, is having a pretty good night. Actually, people are listening to them when they tell stories and things or start long speeches, and so that's really nice. Normally, it's really hard to get a speaking role when you don't have a mouth, and so this has been a really good time. Also, there's something with a ghost.
Simon Belmont's crushed. This has been a hard night for this boy. He's feeling a little bit better. He still feels like he will eventually be a failure in the long run, but maybe he can still be a hero today. And that's about where Simon's at.
That's a very good place to be. I mean, it seems like there's some goodness that comes from that growth, or those difficult visions of the future. So having finished the stage, everyone can replace one heart if you need. It could be either in body or soul. So we kind of recuperate some health naturally that you don't just need to spend a token for it. And as we go into stage 3, there's a little bit different. Oh yes, question.
Should we it's been such a short time, but should we do a small recap, at least partially, because I don't know if Anja was given a heads up about what had happened while she was getting things. Also, I was only half paying attention because I was too enamored by the fact that the cat had positioned himself so well in front of the camera.
Yes, where we left off, the stage 2, the intruder ended with the duck hunt hunter pressing their zapper against the glass and successfully shooting that unusual bauble or whatnot that was hidden underneath
donated
Clyde's
$50.
bowler.
$10
And
for
when that
everyone.
happened, Clyde immediately turned into that blue power pellet fearing ghost. And as Pac-Man said, waka waka. And it did not go well for Clyde. And that's kind of where the screen would fade to black there for the stage. And Clyde turned into those eyes that have to run away. And I think the duck hunt dog tried to grab one to continue laughing at it a bit more. And so that is where we end with stage 2, that now you have this bauble, this item, this unknown item. And
also, oh my gosh, Rainshine just tipped $50.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Exciting. What a good way to enter into stage 3, where we will do things a little differently because each of you know someone, a character from a game, who might be able to shed some light or have some information about this item. You can't tell if it's magical or arcane or technological in nature. You don't know what it is, but you know someone who might be able to help. And so think about who that might be. Someone from a video game. It doesn't have to be from your game, because in this, for Duck Hunt, you wouldn't have many options. It's probably not one of the ducks. So any video game, the first or second name that pops into your head is the right one, but don't say it. Privately send it to me in a message. So make sure that you make sure it just says to Kirk, so that it doesn't go to everybody else. So when you think of it, who that character might be, let me know. And then we'll randomly determine which one it is, because stage 3 is the expert.
And this is someone who we think might understand why Clyde had that power, right?
Yes, and what this bauble is. Like, you have the item, but you don't know what it is.
Gotcha. Okay. I also want to say in the chat, if you have ideas, you could throw them in the Twitch chat as well.
Sure, that is certainly very helpful.
Not that we will cheat, but that I would love to also know other people's thoughts on this too.
Yes, and you know what? I might even take some of those. If you do chat, I will include that. I might randomly determine this. It depends on how many. Like here we have 4 answers, so it's easy. But if I get like 9, I guess I'll roll a d10 and ignore if I get a 10. So yeah, just think about a character who might be, what's the word? Learned or knowledgeable about things like this. So whoever you want. I've gotten 2 so far. I'm also kind of trying to see if we get any names in the chat. Definitely share that with me. Okay. And in the meantime.
So I'm sure the marble from Marble Madness could get help from the entire stage if it were so inclined.
You mean oh gosh. I will not give a token for that. Otherwise, you're good though. You're really good. So I will give a token for that. Why not? Ah. All right. So I am going to roll a d4 to see which of these options. They were all very good. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. So, okay. I have some good news. Z, give yourself a token because yours was selected. And now for the also good news. You can't say who this is, but the other players are going to figure it out through a game of 20 questions. They'll ask you 20 questions. You can answer yes, no, maybe, I don't know. I don't know is an answer. And actually, you know what? Let's make it 10 questions. So everyone would get 3. Mm-hmm. And then there's one final answer. And we'll see how this goes.
Can I burn tokens to give them extra questions?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I am going to lean towards no, I don't think so. This is very interesting. So if anyone has a question, I don't think it has to be 3 questions each, but that is encouraged. But yeah, if anyone has questions, please ask.
This is not an in-character interaction, right? I'm not just being really coy. Okay.
No, yeah, we can play this as ourselves to try to get it.
Am I allowed a free question from the GM of, I'm guessing everybody did retro video game characters, correct?
You cannot ask that question. That would count as a real question to ask.
All right, I'll start it off with the requisite animal, vegetable, or mineral.
No, it's got to be a yes, no, or maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know.
All
right? No, I don't know. It might be. Is that too mean? Is that too mean? I don't want to be.
Do yes, no if you want.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with the rules as written.
I'm happy with one-word answers if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with one-word answers, but the questions can't be like, what's the name of the thing. That's why I want to lean towards like yes, no, or maybe.
Without restrictions, questions are actually a super efficient way to finding out what things are.
Yeah. So
Because
I
the
will
answer
ask
is the answer.
I'll ask a yes, no, or maybe one. Is it a character from a Nintendo game?
No.
Are they? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anya. Oh,
Is
um,
you go ahead. You go.
Are they also a character kind of out of their prime, or are they still pretty popular and fantastic?
Kirk, are you going to save me with some?
I can give you my take on that.
Okay, that'd be great.
I think that your answer is still relevant, is not someone past their prime.
I have
in terms of the game. I mean, in terms of the game world, not
okay.
in like 2021 as us, because anything would be past its prime because we're not in an 8-bit video game world. But like in the game, is that what you're asking? Or do you mean like in today, 2021 real world?
No, I mean in the game world.
Okay, I would say they're still relevant.
Are they a villain?
Not. Yeah. No.
Are they a side character?
No. No to all of it.
Is it an actor?
Protect the privacy of it. The thing, sorry, it is not an actor.
Ooh, I think we got an accidental clue there by saying thing. Is it a playable character in a video game?
No.
Is it something that's regular in like a series, or is it just like a one game kind of character?
I would say you could answer more than one sentence or what more than one word for this.
Okay, cool. I was actually going to fully burn a token in order to do so because I felt bad. Either one of those is misleading. And so I'd say the question you just asked is a category mistake. It's like asking, it would be like asking whether or not it's part of a series or a one-off game would be like asking what time zone the sun is in. It's just not the right category for that descriptor.
Okay, between players, I have a thought because I wonder if it is like you, the player at home.
I was wondering if it would be like a Nintendo Power magazine or some other game guide.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's
also
the president of
wondering
Nintendo.
Or your friend's uncle who works at Nintendo.
Oh no, too scary.
Okay, so can we mute yourself? Thank you. Okay, so if we so can we take some time to rethink of our answer? So we said it wasn't a Nintendo property. It's not a playable character. It is not a villain. What were some of the other ones?
It's not an actor.
It's not an actor.
So yeah, I'm leaning either towards a strategy guide or the Magic 8-Ball, which would just be so on theme. I could see Z doing that.
And and we said it's a thing that's like it's not specific to one game at all. It's a universal thing.
It may not even be in a game.
I do think you're maybe onto something with it being like a game guide or like a Nintendo like a game magazine. Okay.
The Nintendo tip line. Anyone remember that one?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna whoa. Okay, so I'm going to ask then, is this something that exists in our real world and not the 8-bit city?
I don't know.
I could chime in on that too.
Okay, yeah.
I would say no. It only exists. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm answering the question wrong. It would only exist in the real world. It would not really exist in 8-bit city. 2 questions left.
Okay, so other players. Mute yourself. Do we think it's like, yeah, do we think it's like a game guide? Do we think it's the tip line? Do we think it's something like that? Do we think it's blowing in the cartridge? I don't know.
I'm leaning towards game facts or game
Okay.
guide or something.
So
but
so I think
could,
Yeah.
I don't know how many questions I have. I think I maybe have one question left.
I only have one left.
Tionna, did you use all yours?
I
I
don't.
think you might have used all of
Yeah.
yours, Anja.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be
Anja
3.
might
Like
have
you can,
0 left.
Okay, maybe I have
I
0
think you
left.
just asked your third.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
but if people want to pass questions, it's okay. It should 3-3-3 so everyone gets a chance. But if it ends up being like 4-2-3, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with letting it go towards the two of you asking final questions, but that's why I think I think it's something. Yeah, I think it's leading that way.
Is it something you would consult for video game advice?
Yeah.
Last question. So you have to guess what you think it is. You have to give your answer now.
It could also be the instruction manual.
It could be the instruction.
So this is the final guess. This is the final one. Yeah.
If everyone pays a token, we can get one more question.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I have tokens to burn, so I can burn a token. Everybody want to burn a token to get?
Oh, hold on. Let's.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
see.
Let's wait.
Tionna might save the day.
So there's no more questions that I have to guess at this point.
If
Yes.
you want to ask,
Okay.
one of us can ask. I don't want to put the pressure on you to.
Right. It doesn't have to be, yes. But the final question should be like, is it blank or,
Is it the instruction manual?
Oh my! It is not the instruction manual. I am sorry to say, but I will happily burn a token for to give any of the 3 of you an additional guess. I won't answer any more questions. I feel like 1 token for an extra guess. I'm bargaining right now with Kirk and trying to read his facial expression.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
But does everyone want to spend a token? All right.
Let's go.
Before we continue, just to confirm, can everyone say how many they have left? Anja?
2.
2. 1 for Baron, 2 for
1.
Z, and 1. Okay, cool. Just so I got it correct too. All right, you can do one more guess if you want.
Okay, everybody.
Is
So
everyone-
yeah, do we think it's like a game guide?
That's
my
where
thought.
I'm leaning.
Yeah, or the tip line. Do you have something else? Another thought?
Part of me feels like it's not even something like physical, because if it's not the instruction manual, then I feel like that would kind of cut out like any kind of like game guide. If that makes any sense.
I mean, I think it does, but I don't know. I feel like this is me trying to read my wife. that she was a person, not like I'm not looking at her, like except for her face on the screen here, But like I feel like she was a kid who had like I've been to her childhood home and I've seen her like gaming magazines and stuff like that, and like I feel like she had the Konami code memorized. So it wouldn't surprise me if she would pull something very meta like that and say it's like the tip line or a gamer magazine. But I don't know, do we have to be specific with it? Or can if we just said like game magazine? Would that
I would accept that if that is the answer. Yes.
Oh, I don't know. What do y'all think? That's my thought, but
That's where I would lean the
Yeah.
heaviest. I could be talked out of it, but that's my best.
Because nothing's coming to me, and I feel like it's going to be one of those like hidden in plain sight things. But yeah,
okay. Let's yeah. Okay, I'll say it. Is the key a gamer magazine?
I would like to burn 2 tokens to let Baron guess.
It would unfortunately require a token from everybody.
Well, I'll donate to because I have 2, so I'll take in one of them for one of the people who only has 1 left.
Gotcha.
So
I burned mine.
All right, so we think we need to go more vague and just say a game guide, or do we want to go tip line?
I think it was tip line. I think that was
All right.
But
everyone
if
comfortable?
are we spending tokens? I just need to be clear. So right now it should be then either Baron or Tionna would be out of tokens. Oh,
Yep.
because Z is paying for one of them.
Yep.
I'm
so
burning
I'll
2
donate mine.
for
Yep.
To leave one of you with 1.
All right. So
I am
we'll,
all out.
Yeah.
nope.
Okay.
I spent
no.
mine. So Tionna, you
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
keep one.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a sphere, some sphere to sphere.
Solidarity,
Yeah, exactly.
because that's how you guys roll. And
all
so-
day.
Yep. Is it a helpline?
Well done. You guys guessed
That's
it
brilliant.
so
Yeah.
early and then convinced
We are-
each other to not guess it.
We are great
As
at
I'm
talking
just trying
ourselves
to
out
sit
of
still.
stuff. You did fantastic job with the no tells on your poker face. That's just solid as marble.
Yeah, Z did a great job. When she sent the DM, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible!" Unfortunately, with a D4, it's you got a pretty good odds that you're going to get chosen here. So, congratulations! With some finagling, you were able to guess it. I will give everyone 1 token for winning.
Oh.
Hey.
Do we
So
get
not
to
too
I feel
fight?
like that's a bad rate of exchange that we pulled off.
It is. It was.
Mhm.
It's. I would not say this was a profitable game of 10 questions, but also Baron, because you did answer it first. You did give that answer, and I was like, oh my gosh, are they all going to get it? You'll get an additional 1.
So now has it inverted? Because if everybody because that means Tionna and Baron now have 2.
Yeah.
And I've only got 1 left. Oh, you still have 2. Okay, it didn't perfectly switch between us, but
You should
almost.
have you should have 2 on my notes because you just got 1 here. And if I'm doing the math wrong, just always take the math wrong if it works in your advantage.
Yeah, I spent an additional 1 last time to offset.
That's true.
To offset for Tionna.
I appreciate
Tionna
your...
now has 2.
Yes,
appreciated.
My character's not nice in real life, so I get to use the out of character chances to be nice.
Okay, so can we just confirm how many tokens everybody has? Great. Okay. Good job. That was interesting. I thought that would be let's save the answers in case I use the other ones later, the unused answers for another time. That will remain a mystery.
And then if not,
But-
it can be the cutscene at the end.
Also, Z, that was so clever. That was hilarious. That was awesome.
And so, yes, there is a voice. No one knows who this person is. They are a personification of the Nintendo Power tip line. And when you can ask them a question or questions on the phone, and they answer, they can help you with almost anything. And fortunately, the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, happens to know the phone number because it changes regularly. But because this was suggested by Z, like this is the character that they know. I said they know who, maybe not their identity, but they know of this voice. They know how to contact them, and they know. Well, I guess we don't know, as we are in stage 3, the expert. What are the questions you want to ask? Because these questions have a cost.
I just love the concept that this exists in this world, that this is like literally us talking to God, our creator, like who owns all the secrets, who has all the maps to everything we need in life. Like, oh, powerful tip line, I prostrate myself in front of you.
I will answer your questions, but you must stop entering your high score as balls.
I feel so attacked.
Yeah, but you only get 3 initials, so you have to always, it's tough. It's tough if you have a 4-letter name and to be like, well, I don't know.
Exclamation point's always a good one.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so we get to ask the almighty tip line.
Yes, there is an...
We each get to ask, or is it we burn a token to ask a question?
No, we'll find out what that cost is.
Okay.
As it comes in. It really depends on who wants to call and who wants to ask a question.
As someone from a video game that had basically no questions you could ask besides how do I make the marble do better, and the answer would always be just do it better. We were on equal footing, and so our friendship blossomed from neither needing anything from the other, and that was a true moment of proper friendship. No, nothing transactional, and so
Here's the
I will have
1980s
to
get
sacrifice
good.
that.
All right,
love
so hold on, I'm going to write this down for
Yeah.
posterity.
I think Simon would definitely want to ask, because having gone through this like existential crisis and feeling like, oh, someone does have the answers. If I can get an answer to this, then like maybe I can find an answer in life. This is like Simon's like eat, pray, whip moment, if you will.
That was great.
Don't let the dog dial. First, they can't talk. Second, they'll probably just ask for Simon's most embarrassing high school memory or something, so they can laugh at him.
So then, who will be the one to ask a question? I will say,
Player-wise. Oop,
yes, player. Sorry.
go ahead.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe you only get to ask one. Not as a group, but individually, and there is always a cost to this.
So basically, what we're going to want to know is basically what's up with Clyde, right?
What was the little dongle?
Yeah.
So I think
Who's cheating?
Yeah. Simon will pace up to Pac-Man, be like, Monsieur Pac, I think you and I would be the best to reach out to this, our tip line. I want to come up with a name for it. I don't know. So what do you think we should do? What do you want to ask? I mean, I think it's good to ask what is up with Clyde. I think it's also maybe good to know how would we defeat them if we need to run into the ghost mob again. Because apparently it didn't work so well with you. I do not mean that as a diss. I'm just really having a night and my words aren't coming out as proper as I would hope. I hope you don't. I'm going to be quiet now.
No,
dog
no,
laughs.
I understand you are quite the chiseled and experienced fighter. Me, I just deal in pellets and going very fast. So I take your criticism with stride. I appreciate it, Simon. I guess Pac-Man will dial up and will ask, "What's up with Clyde? What's the
And-
dongle?"
So you will ask what is up with Clyde.
I say I know the location of the dark payphone that can connect you to the tip line.
Well, go ahead and lead the way.
The dog will hold up a sign and says, "Won't that show up on the parents' phone bill, though?"
So it's both Pac-Man and Simon get to ask a question? Yeah? Did we agree on that? Oh, you're muted, Kirk.
muted.
And that's why the Mario Brothers really are super. But yeah, yes, that seems what
So
you've.
profound.
Okay. So
Sorry you missed it.
it's okay. So Monsieur Pac, you will ask what is up with Clyde, and I will ask how can we defeat them? Does that sound like a good deal? Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
I think we are ready to go on this quest.
Well, the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1980 fair. Whose quest is it? Will you describe where this mysterious phone booth is?
Now I'm just a simple sphere of marbled glass, imbued with the power of speech by some miracle that I can neither describe nor explain. And there are not a large number of places that I can go from here besides downhill. It is downhill. And so I leave them in just further downhill towards towards the tip line. And that is exactly.
Cat_Damon
Oh my
donated
goodness.
$25.
Thank you, buddy.
Bites
Oh,
asterisk.
the cat donated money.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes, it actually is just downhill. There's a phone booth. Like right outside the bar,
Yeah.
and you just head downhill.
I do enjoy the visual though that it's like a dog, a Pac-Man, Simon Belmont, brooding and existential, just are following a basketball-sized marble down a hill, and there's like a payphone, and we're like, oh yes, that makes sense. That is where it would be, wouldn't it?
I was pretty sure it was going to be hidden behind a water level or something.
And it's also the marble's going so fast as they accelerate, and you're like, well, wait up. So you'll have to start running after. But yes, there is the payphone, the expert.
After our business is concluded, I would be greatly appreciative if you could give me a lift back to the bar or perhaps my home.
And so the number is dialed, and Pac-Man or Simon Belmont, if you want to ask your first question.
yes. Hello. What is up with Clyde? The ghost, the orange one, very creepy.
Well, you might have noticed that Clyde is acting a bit unusual these days, isn't he? You weren't able to defeat him by any of the normal means. Very, very, very strange. And it seems like you've already, this is Kirk trying to think of the right word. It seems like you've already defeated him and received the dongle or the bauble, and you're hoping to have it identified by me. Well, fortunately, now Clyde is back to normal because he no longer has the bauble.
Does Simon get to ask?
Yeah.
Next.
That is the one question you ever get to ask.
Oh no!
Okay.
You could have received the answer to all of your financial troubles, to live forever in glory, to perhaps find your perfect fate. Anyway, thank you for calling the Nintendo Power Tip Line.
The
Hope that
secret
helped.
to our friendship is that I am never interested in what any other person thinks about anything.
So I would like to say that for flavor here, that Simon heard that. It was just like, oh God, I can ask what my future is. I can ask what my future is.
no.
I can know. I had this vision. I don't know if this is true, but do I stay true to the mission? Do I stay true to Simon's quest? So I will turn to the group and say, should I still ask how we can defeat Clyde, or should I ask more of, I don't know, what should I ask?
Oh, Pac-Man is kind of pacing around like, oh, because now hearing what the tip line said, and now he's thinking about his prime and his glory, his little wife and his kids, and just trying to hold it together. He's thinking he's still here.
Dog's just drinking in all of this existential angst and missed opportunities and self-recrimination, and is just having the time of their life.
So do I
I'm just a simple sphere of glass. I do think that we may have defeated that deceased gentleman from earlier in the evening already.
All right, so I accidentally picked up your accent there by accident. Okay, so should I be more so asking who is the biggest villain we need to fight, or how do we defeat the final boss? Is that what I should be asking?
Maybe we should figure out what's up with this little dongle.
Okay, so should I be asking what's up with the little dongle?
I could word it a little, classier like you do, but yeah, it
okay,
works.
I will ask. Okay, so Simon walks.
But first,
Out of character, I thoroughly enjoy that all of the questions to the Nintendo tip line are just, what's up with things? Because I have to imagine that the actual calls they were getting from confused children were like, I can't do it. How does it work? And they're like, I don't know what you're playing.
I mean, I also really liked what you were saying about Marble Madness. No one would ever call, like, they're like, how do I beat it? Don't fall off the edge. Like that, you just have to finish the race faster. Like, I cannot, there is no strategy. That's really, I can only imagine. But there is this hesitation on Simon Belmont's thing that you do have a quest and you take them very seriously, as you said in your character sheet, but you've also had a vision of a terrible future, and you're going to have to roll to see if you're going to ask that question for yourself or the question for the group.
Okay, I know what I'm throwing.
I know what I'm throwing too. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, throw. Because it's pronged, I had 2 options, 2 choices.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to choose rock because this is me getting in my head. You choose rock to be steady, and you were going, and I was like, well, then paper would beat rock. But you did that. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was almost like, maybe we'll do a double or nothing, but no, that was well done. Well done. All right. So Simon.
So in true Castlevania style, I pace around the phone booth a couple of times, and then I kneel up and down 15 times, and then I use my whip and I hit it 20 times because that's how I unlock the special option. And then I go up to the phone and I go, oh, magical tip line. We would like to know, deep down, to help us on our epic quest here to keep 8-Bit City free, what is up with the dongle?
Excellent question. Everybody else, let's roll all at once. This is just to see if any of you notice something. Okay, I know what I'm picking. And so all of you, when you're ready, if you're all ready, we'll do a 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay, interesting. So Anja, you don't count because you're on the phone. But so it was, rock and then 2 papers. Okay, so now it's a tie with the marble from Marble Madness. So there's a success there, but the tie, we continue on with the tie to see if it gets a little interesting. So again, at this point, I'm just trying to think of what, okay, I'm ready. If you're ready, we are at 1 tie, just for the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. So we had a success from the Duck Hunt Dog and Pac-Man, and then a anteed up level of success from the marble from Marble Madness, which is good.
Are you curious as to why I chose rock?
I am always curious.
I am a marble.
Who earned a token for that. Wow. Okay. And so, it's so amazing for a marble with no appendages or ears to have heard this sound. And the dog's dog-like ears also heard this, but not as quickly or as clearly. And as did
Perhaps
Pac-Man.
the most dog-like of all the things.
It's interesting that all 3 of you heard this, but meanwhile, Simon Belmont is on the phone. And so I would imagine while Simon is receiving this information, you hear a strange shattering of glass like sound. And then which one of you were holding the dongle? Pac-Man was holding, and then you just realize, keep holding your hand up like that. The dongle is gone.
Oh, what's a jeopard?
Gasp.
Did we drop it on the way to the phone booth?
It was clearly in your hand as you were holding it and were saying to Simon that you have to ask about the dongle. And there's this strange sound, and then suddenly it is gone.
Hacks.
And I will say, because the marble did win with that level, like an anteed up level, you realize, oh gosh, how strange. It's almost like 1 minute, 1 second, it was there. And then it's not only gone, but you see a shadowy figure with maybe like a 5-second head start run around a corner.
Sonic. Well, the
Press
dog.
A.
Yeah, the dog has. Dog has to chase. So
You said it sounded like broken glass?
A sound kind of like broken glass, yes.
Ah, that's disconcerting.
I think. Actually, I don't want to pause the game to double check. Forgive me if that might not be the correct sound effect, but let's say a strange sound effect. And then something not quite like Sonic. That's a good guess. But you don't see, they're not running like super fast. It's like someone suddenly was there who was not a moment ago, and the dongle is gone.
In the absence of context, this just sounds like random beeps and boops coming out of a cheap sound card.
Is that the chaos of life?
the dog is loping after whoever it is. Doesn't even really care about the dongle, but there's something to chase.
There
And
is
they are
something
a
to
dog.
chase. Let's roll just with the dog. So whenever you're ready. Okay, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot. It's a tie. Okay, we're gonna go again. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. The dog with a level 1, like an anteed up victory. You've chased after this shadowy figure running away because you love chasing, right?
Our dog. They are a dog.
And you're good at flushing things out of hiding. And you see this silhouetted, shadowy figure, like the classic mysterious figure with the dongle, gets on a motorcycle and zooms off. You can tell no distinguishing features from this, but you were able to see where they're headed. And fortunately, there are four Mario Kart-like vehicles next to it that have been left unattended and have keys sticking in their ignitions.
Well, an 8-bit bike just gets them more excited. So
So
they
true.
jump into a cart and just giggle up a storm.
Meanwhile, the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, and Pac-Man, what are you doing? Are you going to follow after the Duck Hunt dog, or are you sticking with Simon?
I'm gonna. Oof! I wanted to do one thing, and Pac-Man wanted to do another. Balls.
Oh, always a tough call.
Y'all just happy the dog is gone. This is an absolute win. Dongle's gone. Dog is gone.
I'm gonna go see what's the shadowy figure.
You're chasing.
Yeah. I'm gonna chase.
All right. What about the marble?
I'm happy to hold down the fort here with my dear acquaintance, Simon Belmont.
I mean, technically, you would need to know whether or not the bike went uphill.
This is true. I was assuming that we were. Either it is impossible, or I will definitely catch up.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. All right. So let's stay with Simon, who is on that. Actually, let's do it this way. Oh my gosh. Let's get a bit metaphorical here. They get into the chase. For every round that they win, you'll get a bit of detail. And for every round that they lose, I mean, you're going to get non-information. So let's see this. And for both of you, you might need to keep track of this for me. I'm going to try. I have the piece of paper, but I might, it's easier for you to keep track of this. All right. A lightning round. A chase.
Can I ask a question? How many times do they need to succeed to reach the motorcycle?
To be determined.
Okay. I would like to, if I may, I have 2 tokens. I would like to burn one that, as one of my favorite games growing up was Excite Bike. Part of the fun of Excite Bike was you could make your own course. So you knew what was coming up, so you could do really, really well. So I would like to burn a token to say that one of the 2 of them has created this Excite Bike course that this motorcycle is on, so they know where the traps and the pitfalls will be. So they have an advantage on one of their, catches.
Okay. How would you design, what were your favorite type of horses to design with Excite Bike?
I mean, you could do a thing where you would put, little, almost like ski moguls, or what they're, little bumps. So you would, what I would do is I could, create a course and put all of the bad things on the first 3 lanes, and the 4th lane has nothing. So as long as I stayed in the 4th lane, I win. You could also do several ramps in a row, so you are just basically only doing ramps, so you go really fast. That's another good way to cheat. Not cheat, be creative with your gameplay.
I will definitely take a token for that. Great. That this is an Excite Bike realm where you said this. Let's play with that first one. There are 4 lanes, 3 are bad, 1 is good. Let's see how. Let's first look at that one. And
do you want me to send you which lane is the lane that has no obstacles?
Yeah, send that to me privately. I was gonna roll randomly. And Dog and Pac-Man, you can choose lane 1, 2, 3, or 4. Anja, just make sure to DM this one to me and not send it. I mean, otherwise we'll just switch it up. But Okay. All right. All right.
You're both
So
doing
that-
lane. Yeah, they're both doing
that's-
lane 3. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was 3 and 4.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. I got 3.
Unfortunately, it is lane 1. Now I'm going to roll randomly to see if the mysterious figure chose lane 1. They chose lane 2. So fortunately, it's a wash. They did
So
not.
we're all
zoom
just seeing easy lane, and the dog is laughing there.
You're all like, oh well, it's too late. I'm sticking with the lane. And then what was the other thing you said? Oh, a lot of ramps, right?
Yeah, if you have ramps, you could like jump over a lot of the stuff then. So you could do a course where you're like basically only doing ramps, so you get like faster because of that.
Okay. Why don't you private message me that lane as well?
Okay.
Where'd my D4 go? Oh, here it is.
Well, question is, does it change what the other lanes are in? Like,
I would say like this is going to benefit one lane
okay.
pretty much.
Okay. No, okay.
I feel like your odds are pretty fair. Like it means like there's a 50% chance that at least one of you is going to do well.
Yeah.
And the mysterious figure has a 1 in 4 chance that they're gonna choose right.
Mhm.
So okay, both of you, why don't you then again choose from lanes 1 to 4, and I'm also gonna roll at this time and see. Okay, so whatever you got, 1 through 4. And it was lane 4. So somehow the dog has done well. All right. As they ride these, chase this motorcycled figure through the 8-bit city here at the outskirts, downhill of Tapper's Bar, weaving in and out, taking the bumpy, difficult roads and avoiding the clear lane that's not strewn with debris and trash. But then suddenly there are these ramps that allow the Duck Hunt dog to go, yep, see exactly where. And meanwhile, kind of able to see where is going. That was burning 1 token. But Pac-Man, with you chose the same lane as the mysterious figure. So that's interesting that you're both neck and neck. And meanwhile, with that bit of success, Simon Belmont, let's see the conversation as it begins, and then we'll see where it reaches its conclusion. So Simon, what was the question that you had asked again of the Nintendo Power tip line, the mysterious voice? Oh, and I think you might be, I can't hear you.
Oh, I was. Thank you. Oh, glorious tip line. Oh, thee with all the answers. What is up with the dongle?
You know, we get that question a lot here at the Nintendo tip line. The secret is you just gotta keep practicing. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Although practicing is good, and you should play more games and work hard and try your best.
Oh, you are a merciful God.
The dongle, or as we like to call it, the Game Genie, it enables you to do things you normally couldn't do. Extraordinary things. Invulnerability, the ability to fly. It's almost anything is possible when you rewrite your code. But it comes at a great cost. You will lose an important part of yourself and potentially corrupt everything around you. It's fortunate that Clyde had it taken from him because he was not responsible enough with that power. Fortunately, it is in the hands of someone. Oh, wait, it's not. It was stolen.
Oh no! Who took it? I can't ask another question. Oh no! Oh no!
Or can you? Let's do one final thing. I wonder if the dog is in the lead. Let's have Baron and Tionna do a rock, paper, scissors against each other just to see what happens. Okay, so 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, shoot. It is a tie. Of course. Let's do it again. You tell me when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot. And it was Pac-Man. And that was a tie. Oh, interesting, because me doing my weird math, the dog was in the lead. And then with this was not just a win, it was a jump forward there for Pac-Man. And so Pac-Man squeaked ahead to win this as they twist and turn through this 8-bit city, through the alleys and going uphill. And what was the thing that Simon Belmont had asked? That second question.
Oh, I don't think I didn't get to ask. I think I would be like, how do we defeat who stole it from us?
No, you'd ask who stole it from you.
Who stole it from us?
And so then we segue to Pac-Man, who is finally able to magically overcome, or not magically, but through triumphant skill and maneuverability around mazes, familiarity with the twists and the turns, and to overcome not having these ramps, even though the Duck Hunt dog had that overview. You can maybe watch from a distance as Pac-Man, you reach the mysterious figure. And it is someone who you recognize. It is someone who you know so well. As we go into stage 4, Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh, you have really got to be eating my pellets.
I will give a point for that.
Before the stage is over, the Marble from Marble Madness, copyrighted Atari 1984, turns to Simon Belmont and says, "Quickly, the receiver."
The receiver?
Of the phone. Of the phone, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, give it here.
I give it to the marble.
Just hold it over by my face. Just. I had an audition just the other day for Ramoon Soda. I do not normally do commercials, let me tell you, but this I really thought would be a good fit. They told me that they would call me back, but you can you can tell. One can always tell when the face of the man on the other side of the screen is tired, ready to move on. They've already picked some other inanimate object to play that role. Well, it was good talking to you. Thanks up the front.
Wow, I'm going to give you a token for that.
All-knowing voice of wisdom on the other end. Man, I've had a day. All right, sit back and listen.
You who can answer any question but one time. Good talking to you.
And I think hearing that too, Simon's gonna bend down and be like, "Better luck next time, chap." And I have to say, I'm so sorry you lost to that metal ball for the mousetrap game. That's really tough. A marble would have really shown through.
I told my agent I do not work in physical media. And it's just not my business. Not how I go.
But that little metal ball has no bearing.
I'll give you a token. There's a lot of
feel
good.
Frustrated, and I do not know why.
Oh man. All right. And so that brings us to the end of the stage. Everyone gets 700 points.
Yeah, math.
If you're keeping track of it, great. And I think this might be a good time to take a quick break.
Yeah, we can do another quick break if we want.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we'll be right back, everybody.
Awesome. All right.
Okay, and we're back.
Welcome. Oh, we're all back.
We are
Can we
all
talk
back.
to? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, to recap, we got some answers that there is this dongle, this game genie, which can change a person both for better and for worse. And it was stolen by Ms. Pac-Man, who was caught up by Pac-Man. Amazing that it had to be you, because otherwise it would have been this very interesting monologue with her and the dog from Duck Hunt. And so we're going to treat this almost like a bit of a cut scene with Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man. If at some point you'd like to join in, the dog can show up eventually, and the others, if you'd like to interact with this character, it will cost you a token to arrive because you're going uphill, but also you were on the phone with the Nintendo Power tip line and learned a couple of things. But I don't know, what's a very nice dramatic spot? I like to think that this must be uphill somewhere. There are a lot of ramps, a lot of jumping. Skyline of 8-Bit City, this shining metropolis of, am I still there or did I freeze? Am I good? Okay. I don't want to give my monologue and then like, oh, we missed all that. I'm like, that's why the Mario Brothers are so super. Looking out over this star-filled sky and the shiny, splendid city, but also those pixels that are beginning to fade and decay and fall behind. And in the future, there will be a 16-bit city. And it's here that Pac-Man reaches that mysterious figure, and it's Ms. Pac-Man holding the Game Genie in her hand, which this is a dongle I have dramatically. Pac-Man, is there anything you would like to say?
That's quite the loaded question to ask him. But he's just he's got this look on his already fairly blank face that's just, it's more, you can feel the sadness and see it. He's just, Mrs., what are you doing?
I'm saving you from yourself, Pac-Man.
What do you mean? I'm doing fine.
Are you? Are you really? Asking Tapper for free bouncing fruit? Unable even to pay the 100 points for a cherry? And then you get this dangled in front of you, this dongle dangled in front of you. A thing that could make you at the top of the heap again. Do you really think you wouldn't use this to become the most popular character, the most celebrated hero in all of 8-Bit City?
Oh, sweetheart, if I'm going to be a hero, I'm going to do it my way, not with some mysterious, this dongle. Like, what are you even doing here with it? How? I've tried reaching out to you for months, asking Junior about you. Just, what happened?
You're not the only one with ties to the Ghost Mob. The leader, Sue, and I, we have a friendship. I knew about this thing, and then Clyde, he's not the smartest of the bunch, but he's certainly the pokiest of them, I suppose. When he took it, I knew that this was cause for trouble. And where there's trouble, there's you. Also, none of that was a double entendre. By the way, I know it came out that way, but none of it was.
You've already seen what I've gone through with the Ghost Mob, and you even going through it a bit yourself. And this isn't what we do, Mrs. I don't know. It's could have just thrown it out somewhere in 8-Bit City.
So who could find it? Donkey Kong? Rad Racer?
What else are they doing right now?
Anyone who gets a hold of this thing is bad news for the city. You saw what Clyde could do. I can't have that. Especially because I called the Nintendo Power tip line. I know what's going to happen. If it's not you, it's that insecure vampire hunter, or maybe that laughing dog. One of you is going to take this and is going to wreck this city in a way that only Wreck-It Ralph could if he were real.
You know, Mrs., I never would have taken you as the type to really take things into your own hands like this. I mean, you can be a bit kind of nacky, but you know, this. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna keep it for yourself? Is that what you're gonna do? You're the more responsible one to hold on. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to destroy it.
Oh. Well.
And if at any point anyone else would like to arrive for a token to influence or be a part of this scene, you can, or we can continue for a little bit more.
I would say that this is happening, and Simon has this tingle, this sense of both someone has just said his name, but also it sounds like someone else is having an existential crisis. I must find them. They're my people. So Simon would be like, come here, Marble. We have some questing to do.
Hold on just a second. I'm almost done. So anyway, the next time I went into the... All right, finishes this conversation.
So Simon scoops up the marble and runs over to one of the Mario Karts and like speeds ahead. And
No, don't do that. You established that much of the track is uphill. But I would like to burn a token to say that the lead up to that track, because we were not standing right in a racetrack yet, we were instead on some hilly part of a city, that the lead up to that track is downhill.
Sure.
Okay.
I will certainly take that for a token. And Baron, I think I saw you raising also a token. What would you like?
The laughing dog, sensing that someone is in the middle of an impassioned and meaningful monologue, would like to hit their B button and make everything worse as a spiky blue winged shell comes flying from the direction of the dog.
Oh no! Dog hunt, dog, no!
Yes, of course. This, as Ms. Pac-Man says, I'm going to destroy it, and then you just kind of, what's that over there?
There's a shower of blue sparks. They just managed to get one of those question mark boxes, and hey, whoever's in the lead is going to have a horrible time.
Who was in the lead?
Well, they parked now. I figured they're the one with the dongle.
Well, who was in the lead? Because Pac-Man did win this. Would it be Pac-Man or would it be Ms. Pac-Man?
Once you're over the finish line, you're fine.
That's true. But this definitely for a token is going to have an effect. You know what? Let's rock, paper, scissor it. And with me versus Pac-Man to see who gets hit with the blue shell. Wow, that's a thing of beauty. That is the truest form of making something worse in the best possible way.
Not like this. Not like this.
Oh, damn. Okay, I've got my choice. If you're ready, Tionna.
I've got my choice.
All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh my God. Because it was cutting it close.
Cut straight to the chase.
Okay. Oh, nice. All right. All right. Whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
I'm solid, baby.
And the blue shell smashes in to Ms. Pac-Man. She spins out of like not, she flies through the air. The dongle goes up and it lands as Simon Belmont and the marble show up as well.
Unhand me, you lumbering lummox! I'm in my element.
I'm just simply trying to help. Why won't you let me help you? We all need to get some feedback sometimes.
You arrive as well in time to see Ms. Pac-Man get smashed by the blue shell. And the dongle flies through the air. And as all of you look up, and it lands in her mouth. She eats it just like she would a floating piece of fruit.
Mrs. Snow.
The dog laughs.
Oh. Can I burn a token to summon a red shell to hit the dog?
I will allow it. Sure. Now, these are non-damage player versus player things. But sure, because you did win. So I would like, maybe you did run over one of those, like a question mark box in the city, and you did gain a red shell. So yes, I will allow that.
You're welcome to try, but ancient eldritch forces somehow make it that no form of violence ever seems to prosper against the dog, but you might be the one.
I am doing this with my mind.
So yes, you can certainly throw a red shell, which they can't really be dodged. You could try, but you'll go first if you want.
Their item box is empty because they just blew it on the blue shell.
Yeah. So that happens. Simon or the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. Do you have anything that you want to do in this moment?
I think that the marble is far too frustrated at the fact that I burned a token to make the lead up to the track downhill, and then got carried anyway.
It
might still come in handy though. Simon, any thoughts from you?
I mean, I think it's too late. I'm out of tokens. I mean, if anything, I think I would have, while the dongle was in the air, I would have tried to have used my whip to catch it. But if I'm too late for that, because I was fighting with the marble from Marble Madness, copyright 1984.
I just really wanted to imagine that he rode the marble down Rollabola style, that amazing grade.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything other than whipping. I don't know what I would do in this moment.
Okay. So, wow, I almost feel that this is a potential ending.
Oh no.
As Ms. But maybe not. I'm just thinking narratively. Because Ms. Pac-Man does kind of get up, kind of brushes herself off, having been hit by that blue shell. And she kind of like looks at the dog and shakes her. She's mostly like a round head, but I mean, she has legs, I think, in the drawing. She's like, do you see what I was saying, Pac-Man? Look at not just you and the dog and the marble and the vampire hunter. Look at the entire city. All of you struggling for points, and for what? To just put your initials on the high scoreboard when you die? Is that your legacy? Is that all that matters? For too long, this ghost mob has ruled the city, how do they say? Like an iron hand and a velvet glove. Well, it's time that they get shown what true power is. It's time someone who knows how to play with power. That way, now I'm playing with power. I'll show them what it's like to rule things like an iron, yellow Ms. Pac-Man hand in a power glove.
Yes, I was looking.
No way.
And you realize her hand has changed into this futuristic gauntlet, the most incredible piece of technology you've ever seen. She points her hand at the dog, and the dog lifts in the air and starts floating towards her, almost Darth Vader chokehold-like. Now, I do not condone any sort of violence towards animals by any means. And in Smash Brothers, it's very strange that you can all fight each other, and Pikachu can be hit like a baseball with a baseball bat and a home run to disappear into the stars. And here in this game, in 8-Bit City, we are about to see some Smash Brothers levels of destruction here. Unless there's something someone else wants to do.
Okay, seeing this, I think Simon Belmont would want to try to whip the glove off, if possible.
Whip the glove off. You can try.
Okay.
You can certainly try.
And there's a monologue I can make to go with it if you...
I love a good monologue, yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to go back to what she had just said about, like, Iron Fist, Velvet Glove, Power Glove, like, we can rewrite the code, the power, and stuff like that. And I'd say, Madame Pack, I have seen my own futility tonight. I have had the vision that one day I will not be. I know I'm not immortal. I am a mere mortal in this 8-bit city. But if I know that one day I will no longer be, that only means that I have to fight harder in this moment to be all that I can be. And winners don't do drugs. I don't know, that just popped into my head like the end screen of a game. But anyway, I'll just do a whiff. I don't...
All right.
You didn't even take the opportunity to go Symphony of the Night. Have at you.
Yes, and then I'd say, is it nighttime yet?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, what a horrible night to have a curse. And then I curse at her, but I won't do it because we're a PG-13 stream. But then I curse at her and I go for the glove.
All right. Why don't we roll for it? You go first.
No, because she has the game genie. No. Oh, but now I lose. I guess. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to. Okay, stick with me on this one. Okay, I'm gonna throw the rock. I throw a rock. What does she throw?
A rock.
Oh.
It's a tie.
Okay. So I have a thought here. I don't have any tokens, so I can't do it. But in Castlevania, one of the biggest things is if you can get the diamonds. And I do wonder if, like, I smash the rock hard enough if it becomes a diamond. I know
Let's see.
That's coal. So can I throw coal? And it builds up enough pressure, it becomes a diamond.
Let's see.
Wait, is the claim you're making that we've been actually playing rock, paper, scissors with each other in character this whole time?
No. I'm just saying that, like, I'm throwing a rock, but it's a lump of coal, and if it builds up enough pressure, maybe it becomes like the blue diamond in Castlevania that allows me to unlock stronger abilities. So I will throw another rock.
I was hoping you were just going to say, I throw a rock. Like,
I
literally, I just pick
throw
up
an
a rock
actual
and
rock.
throw it.
It is a tie. That's 2 ties.
I mean, I must live in the moment. Is that not what I just said? I only have the moment for today, right now. My future, I know. At one point, I will no longer exist or be relevant. Unless
I mean,
they
if you
keep
pick up the stuff-
making new games that include me in some way. And maybe an anime someday when that exists. But I must fight in the moment, so... Another rock. That's coal.
A tie. We have now gone into a critical failure or a success. As what was Simon Belmont trying to do?
To use my whip to take the power glove off her hand.
All right. Let's do one more.
Oh no. Okay. Once again, I throw a rock of coal.
And she also throws a rock. Wait, well, that's fine. It's fine. It's tied. We're going to go up even more. All right. One last time.
Okay.
What do you got?
Once again, throw my coal.
She does a paper. You have lost.
Yeah.
You whip around the power glove and she kind of looks at it as you try to pull it off, but you can't get these Velcro strap. These are Velcroed on too tight, baby. And she pushes 0, 0, 2, enter. The second Nintendo game, one that came with the original set. Simon, with your arm outstretched, you realize it's no longer even an arm, but a wing. Your sprites and your pixels have changed to that of a common duck. The dog falls to the ground, and Ms. Pac-Man looks at the dog and says, "Now go hunt," pointing at the former Simon Belmont.
The dog would like to spend a token to have a flock of ducks swarm the entire area, obscuring visibility, losing Simon Belmont in the flurry of feathery bodies.
What is your hope to accomplish with that?
They actually have a really elaborate plan.
Well, how can I say no to that? I gotta see what this plan is.
Because seeing Miss Pac-Man, this Miss Hackman, if you will, with this game genie inside of her, celebrating and triumphing the second worst, possibly the third worst Nintendo accessory of all time, gave them an idea.
All right.
And if they can sneak up behind her, they could slap on the Nintendo Virtual Boy, obscuring her vision and keeping her from impacting anything with her near godly powers.
Interesting. All right. I will allow the flock of ducks suddenly appear, obscuring, but I will require a roll from you to see how you react to these ducks that appear. So, okay, I know what I'm going to go for. So whenever you're ready, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Do you want to spend a token?
I do.
Okay. I chose scissors just because I thought I'm trying to. They I don't know. I didn't have any reason.
I was trying to give cover, so.
Okay. Oh, with paper, that's good. Okay. Whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Damn. All right. you're able to resist your natural instincts to go chasing after these flocks of ducks. Simon, you are just in duck form. You still have you're still you on the inside, but it's changed. It just changed your sprites, which was the code, one of the Game Genie codes there. Meanwhile,
Get him a top hat and a cane, and he's still in this.
wait, what?
Get him a top hat and a cane, DuckTales.
Oh, well, that would, wow. I don't know. That'd be a totally different license. So Pac-Man or the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. Any thoughts that either of you might want to try here? In this nighttime rooftop, concealed with a flurry of flying ducks everywhere. You're not fully sure which one might be Simon Belmont, although maybe it's the one holding a whip that they could no longer use. But is there something that either of you might want to try?
I was wondering, I was going to ask whether having their sprite changed meant just a change in the sprite, or if it was that otherwise would still be able to only do duck type things.
No, I think this is like a polymorph type spell or something.
Okay, cool. That makes all right. Good.
But a duck is different. Like, can't do Simon Belmont moves as well. Like, I think you might be, or Anja might be restricted to duck hunt actions.
Yeah. One thing definitely that I know about ducks is they do not do Simon Belmont type moves very well. Anytime I've seen them try, it's been bad.
Yeah, it's true.
What a terrible night to be a duck. So I think that the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, has been kind of watching this back and forth. And then upon seeing this sudden transformation, rolls over to the duck holding a whip and says, I say, come on, get on my back. We've got to get out of here. And we can't point. Follow me. I know a strange sort of sine wave shaped piece of floor. And try to roll. I'd like to burn a token to roll in the direction of something familiar to Marble Madness courses, which is a part of what seems like a solid floor that just becomes a kind of tall wave thing and moves sideways and pushes you.
Oh,
usually off the edge of something.
Yes.
And so this is a case of willingly doing the off the edge travel to hopefully get the duck both away and out of the range of what I assume is where like hunters and things would be.
Yes, definitely. That I know what you're talking about. I watched a fun Marble Madness speed play, which was really fast and like really incredible. And yes, that the floor kind of becomes a wave and it pushes you away. Yes, for a token, I would say the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, is surely able to summon that. That is a thing that can appear by them. And so yes, you're able to ride that wave and get the duck out of proximity. But can you get off the wave while
before
burdened?
Falling off?
Yeah.
Are we on? Did you mention us being on an ominous rooftop?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because there is a limit to the number of times a marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, can fall from height before stopping being a marble. So yeah, cool, good. I would like to not fall.
Yes, good choice. But you will have to roll for that, both literally and metaphorically, because we will do a rock, paper, scissors to see if that works. I know what I'm doing. If you're ready. I hear a duck in the distance, which is terrifying.
I think that Anja has given up on trying to speak like a human being.
Oh, fair.
That was Simon saying thank you,
Oh.
but is now a duck.
Mhm.
So are you ready to roll? All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Do you want to spend a token, which might be your last one?
I'll spend a token to roll again.
Okay. All right.
And it is indeed my last one.
Yes. All right. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, shoot. I was trying to tie to up the ante. Oh, I got too greedy. Like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. But unlike Icarus, you did not, or the Marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984, did not, and is able to ride that wave and then nimbly roll off before being pushed off the edge of this ominous rooftop. Well done.
I'd like to think that it happens by way of like a burst of air from below. My thought with choosing paper was that it was like, I don't know if this is actually in Marble Madness or I just am imagining it, but something like some upward vents or something. So that the idea of why I could be from rock to paper is the lift.
Yes. It's
Being
kinda,
so like fully it was just an actual fail and then a lifting afterwards.
yes. Oh, yes. There is that magical or burst of air that does that. So you're now in the air for a bit. We'll come back to that in a second. Meanwhile, Pac-Man, is there anything you might like to do?
Yeah. Are the ducks still kind of all over the place?
All over the place. And
Awesome.
a basketball-sized marble is now on this upward trajectory.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cluster duck.
Train of thought.
Damn you, take that token.
I would like to use my A button, but would I be able to use a token, or even I'll try to both to use the A button from Miss Pac-Man's actual game, because it is an accelerator, so I'm trying to ram and charge her and at least kind of like knock her down while everyone's, all scattered and Marble surf for Marble Madness.
Yes, I would say you don't need to spend a token for that. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. This is very interesting. There's so many moving parts right now. But that, yes, you are certainly able to do that. I don't think that would take a token because you do have, as for your A button, I think that seems fair. And Pac-Man is going to rush towards Ms. Pac-Man to try and see what happens at this point. And oh boy, okay. We have chosen quite a tense action here. There's so much going on. Ducks everywhere. A basketball-sized marble flying through the air. One duck is safe, but is still around. Also, I would say Simon's allowed to talk. He just talk in a duck voice. Or no, wait, maybe because wait. The dog can't talk. So then neither could the ducks. That's fair. And you're going to charge Ms. Pac-Man. Okay. Let's roll. And you can go first.
So I'm flat out of ideas.
Yeah, that's fair. And Ms. Pac-Man is an immovable object. Oh no.
Got too caught up in the metaphor.
Reload last save.
No, hoisted upon my own petard. Like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. Oh, why? It's just, there's too many, it's three things. Ah. Would you take a token to allow me to re-roll?
Yes.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, I will give you a token.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna say maybe Ms. Pac-Man pushes a button and does reverse time a little bit. All right. You go first.
Nobody would ever expect a pack to engage in time travel. Pac-Man famously
Travel through time in that one game.
pack
Yes.
in time.
Yes.
Pack in time.
We went pack in time. Beep, 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 beep. Z, you may also have a token for that. I'm not too familiar about the time travel aspects of that game, but close enough. And then Pac-Man, yes. What did you just show? A scissors. Okay. Let us tie then.
Oh.
Also, Anja, I realize I owe you a token for turning you into a duck. And that will be, because that is also added to your sheet, because
Quote.
that was a critical.
Yeah, quote of the night. You get a token because I turned you into a duck.
All right, we have tied once. Pac-Man, you can go first again. It is a second tie. Let's see what happens on that third one. Again, it looks like the code is being rewritten. The game is not fair. The game genie makes things, breaks the laws of physics, breaks the laws of how the games work. And so if you're ready, if there's anything you'd like to shoot, you can go first. A third tie, at which point we go into critical success or failure mode. I feel like everyone was, I don't know if you're on bated breath and watching excitedly, or if you have something that you might want to say at this point, or perhaps try, if you had an idea. I didn't know if someone was like trying to interrupt or do something. Yes, Baron.
While this amazing climactic pack action is going on, and what may actually technically be domestic violence, I don't know, they're sorting their stuff out. From on high, since she swallowed the dongle, the dog decided that maybe it's time to call in a doctor, as red and blue multicolored pills rain from the heavens in hopes that one of them gets swallowed by Mrs. Pac-Man and forces her to regurgitate the game genie. Dr. Mario reigns from on high.
That's a tough one. I feel it's calling in a Deus Ex Machina here for Dr. Mario. If you were from the Dr. Mario game, or if you were playing Dr. Mario, I would surely allow that. But I don't know if I can.
Okay, I was thinking the Smash Brothers one might be enough to sneak it in, but well played.
No. Might I make a suggestion? I don't know who has tokens left, but could we not possibly during the final battle go into multiplayer mode where each of us throws at the same time, so there'd be 2 successes against 1 loss? I don't know if that's a thing that could happen.
That would require a token from the 3 additional players. And I think that's fair to accept new players.
Multiplayer mode. We put the quarter in the machine and we've entered multiplayer mode.
I'll chip in.
All right.
Do you want to do it, Z marble, or shall I? I am purely.
Yep.
I am but a humble duck.
Throws wing.
I
Wing.
I do like the idea if I go from like posh British. Can you turn off your? Yeah, I do like the idea of going from Simon Belmont British accent to when I turn into a duck. I am but a simple duck. I cannot throw. I do not have fingers to throw.
Well, but you could try if for a coin, you could certainly enter the multiplayer as a duck, which is a character in. Not that Super Smash Brothers is in the future, but for the sake of this, the duck can be a part of it if you want, if you have a token to spend and you want to.
I will say, I am but a simple sphere of marbled glass. I don't know a lot about the Smash Brothers or any other future familial battle arenas, but I do come from a game with 2 players, I think. And I will give a token to give Pac-Man another shot, since Pac-Man is within range.
Okay. So can we get a
We're not,
recap?
or the double shot? I guess who would be the second one if we did the 2-playery?
Well, we
Well,
only,
there'd be
we'd only
your
need
I'm sorry.
three.
Three of us now.
We need 3
Oh.
people to throw at the same time.
Well, 2 would be enough to at least open up the possibility of success.
Well, we definitely have the dog doing it. And I do like I don't know how many tokens everybody has. But if you want to spend one for someone to join in for free, that's fine. But just let me know who is going to be a part of this. I think it is a calculated risk of like 2 does open the level, the possibility of it. 3 probably guarantees it.
This is to actually throw. I didn't know if it was to throw or to open up. I thought all 3 had to open up spend a token in order to open up the possibility of an additional throw.
Oh, no, I thought it was going to be so all 4 of you could do it. I was going to be like all 4 of you are playing at the same time, which I think is the most dramatic. So I think we might as well do that.
So I will throw a token to throw in this multiplayer.
So how many tokens does everybody have at this point?
After throwing that, I now have 0.
0, 0, 3,
I do
and
declare this is my very last one.
okay, and 1. All right. Now here's the hard part for you. You can't talk about what you're going to throw.
Knew that was coming.
You can't talk about it. So, are we ready, or do you need time to think?
I mean, there has been trends in what people have thrown.
I'm sure there have been. If you've kept track of them, I'm very impressed.
I'm ready.
But I think, are we ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Oof. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. 2 people have defeated. 1 has. Wait. Okay, hold on. Beat Rock. Lost the scissors. So it is the dog who is tied. So we continue with the dog. You ready? It's just me. It's just Ms. Pac-Man versus the dog here to see if this, because this is now anteed up because it tied. All right. You ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. It's tied again. We're going to go one more. Wow, I don't know why I'm so tense. 1, were you ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh!
You know, I gotta say, this is the perfect time for the dog to laugh. A little bit.
It is wow, and then the mocking laughter. So there were a number of victories, but the highest level of victory was wait, who was defeated in the first round? It was the marble. Okay, so take 1 body hit of damage. Or yeah, we'll just do that. But you also get a token for that. So that is good. Duck hunt dog, what do you do with this victory? What did you do? I'm not too sure exactly what happened here. Just everyone sort of joined in, and I don't know if this was like a Smash Brothers flurry of attack on everybody, but specifically, what was the dog's actions here that you were going for?
I think the dog's primary thing was to try and make everything worse. And so strolling through the ducks and chaos and flurries of pack marital counseling, whatever was going on there, the dog wound up sabotaging the power glove somehow and set whoever she was manipulating to herself. So next time she tried to delete or change somebody, she probably accidentally hacked herself out of existence.
Well, that's pretty high. I don't know if she would hack herself out of existence, but she certainly
not out of
could
existence.
have.
Yeah, or caused the game genie to be destroyed or something.
Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do. Oh man. This is gonna take, let's just say, give me a number between 1 to 100.
22.
2, enter. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's hard to type in this thing.
Hard to do anything in those things.
You can't. Yeah, they're not that great. Good point. I'll give you a token for that. List of NES games by release date. Let us see. 22. I have no idea how to do that, so I'll just do this instead. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Interesting. I'm not too familiar with any of these games, but the closest.
There was a lot of shovelware.
I know there is. There really is. Really fast. What is the 22nd letter of the alphabet? It is
W?
the letter V.
V.
Very close. Are there any games that begin with the letter V?
Just thinking the Lost Vikings, but that was Super Nintendo.
Oh, I thought that was a computer game. How weird. It is the first one that comes up. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. The first one that pops up is Vegas Dream. So we are unfortunately going to gamble-ish, roll, randomly determine what happens here. And I don't need all of you to roll because you don't need to bring dice, but we do have, it's almost like a slot machine of doom here with 5 potentials. Because there's 5 of us here, one of whom would be Ms. Pac-Man, and let us see what happens with this. Oh gosh. Oh boy, this is tense. As you see that glitchy discoloration in the light. Z, would you describe what it is again with the game genie codes when they go into effect? Oh, I think you might be muted.
What is it that I'm describing?
The game genie, when you were looking to identify if the game genie was an effect, you said that there were some sort of like visuals that that you were trying to be aware of earlier in the game. Did you? I
yes,
thought you might have.
I am aware of this thing and how it works. This is totally the case.
Okay.
No, I think you are remembering me looking for the visuals of ghosts doing the funny color change and wiggly mouth thing.
Okay, I thought it was like a strange, like a sprite waiver that happens during the game genie time. Never mind, I misunderstood. Okay. All right. I am going to roll, and we are going to see how this turns out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I rolled a 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know about you, but the way it looks from my screen, I am the 10th person, or the 5th person. It is Ms. Pac-Man. Her eyes start flipping, and they come up cherry, cherry. The bow on her head is also flipping, and it shows a cherry. Vegas Dream, the 22nd letter of the alphabet, or whatever it was that you had said. And what happens when you get a jackpot?
Flush with
All
coin.
the coins come out.
Yeah, all the coins.
A bunch of coins start spewing from her mouth. And the dongle, the game genie.
Somebody get it before the dog does, please.
I'm definitely going to go and get it before the dog does.
I'm going to try to race towards it as well.
Okay. Well, why don't the two of you do a rock, paper, scissors against each other to see who reaches it first? Tell me when you're ready. And 1, 2, 3, shoot. It was the marble from Marble Madness. Reaches it first. Is there anything that you want to do as you get there?
I just want to roll over it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna crush it.
We knew you would crush it.
You are on a roll.
I say, out of the way, out of the way.
You crush it, and this bauble, this computer chip, really, that can change all of 8-Bit City for better and for worse, cracks. Just like you've cracked every course you've ever raced on, and it's broken. Thanks to the marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari, 1984. Now, I don't know if the people of 8-Bit City will ever know of the heroics that the four of you have done, or if this will give newfound fame and glory to Pac-Man, if the marble will book some starring roles for this. But I do know that thanks to your actions tonight, wow, 8-Bit City is safe.
Point of order. Am I still a duck?
But Miss Pac-Man goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Does that even still work without the game genie?
I would say the power glove kind of still. Well, maybe it disappears. Maybe it disappears. And yes, Simon Belmont is back to his normal, human form.
Oh, well, what a harrowing experience. I would
What was your
dare
B
say
button again, Anya?
it was to be emotional and moody. I dare say that glove was not all what it was quacked up to be.
Oh no.
And this blue shell comes and it's Simon, and there's Tapper, and he's like, Simon Belmont.
That's the first time, I would like to say that's the first time Simon Belmont ever tried to make a joke.
Oh
It-
no.
It was quite wonderful. As were all of you. You are all spectacular, both as players and the characters within this city. You have saved them and thwarted the destiny, actually. Although I don't know. So maybe that means, Simon, your destiny could also be thwarted. Who's to say?
Speaking of thwarting destiny, are we doing an epilogue at some point? Are we?
Absolutely. Would you like to do an epilogue?
Oh, I just in the last moments of the thing after racing against Pac-Man for the wanted to turn and say, no, I'm but a simple sphere of marble glass. I have few desires, wants, and no moving body parts of any kind. But I know that was too dangerous to be the thing to solve your problems. Have you considered diversifying? Arcades are on the way out. What you need is an animated cartoon show.
What?
I
Who
predict
is
it would
this
be
dude?
wildly successful and definitely not a short-lived flash in the pan.
Is that to me or Mrs. Pac-Man? Or is that just so like,
That is the Pac-Man.
oh. Why, thank you, Marble from Marble Madness. Copyright, Atari, 1984. Your
I changed my
words.
name to that as part of a contract negotiation process. Legally changed my name to that in order to win out a deal against Atari. You're arguing over salary. You've got to always be willing to change things up. Can't keep doing the same thing.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I should probably expand, diversify. And bring the lady and the family with me, and this will be great. These animated pictures you're talking about. It's going to be great, fantastic. What could nothing but up from here for us.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I am a sphere of glass, and I am perhaps best known for rolling downhill.
Duck
Anyone-
Hunt Dog, I hope I never see you again. Ever. If I never see you in this city, 8-bit, 16, or even, dare I say, 32, it'll be too soon.
The Duck Hunt Dog puts a paw on your forehead and looks down in a way that acknowledges, yeah, that's totally understandable. Big grin, tail wagging, trots off. Then at the end of the football field, freeze frames with his paw in the air.
Simon Belmont, any potential epilogue for you?
I think Simon Belmont is like, I may have had a vision of my future, but I am part of a legacy. I'm part of the Belmont legacy. And I know there's going to be so many sequels to my games that although that vision may come true, there's so many possibilities for me to be retconned into a different future that I can hold out hope. So I'm still broody and still angsty, but I'm like, I think good things will come of this at someday. So I will pace off into the sunset as well.
And so ends an adventure in 8-Bit City. Thank you all for playing, and thank everybody for watching. That was quite incredible, quite an epic adventure.
Thank you for running this, Kirk.
Thank you.
That
It was
was
so
tons of
great.
fun.
Oh man, that was I needed that. That was great. I felt for everybody, even dare I say the dog a little bit, because sometimes I like to be messy and just laugh, and
They're resonating with me on a level that's deeper than my comfort level. I'm like, no, this isn't me, but could it be?
Or maybe.
Oh God. How many points did we get in stage 4?
800.
Oh, that's 3,000 points.
Wow. Well, that's good enough to put your initials on the high scores. So everyone, you get 3 letters, and that's glory, eternal glory, until the game gets reset or the power goes out. But congratulations to all of you, and I cannot believe, one, that I love that it was Vegas Dream that it ended up being, and 2, that even when I was cheating at my fullest, I still somehow lost. So Tionna, I thank you graciously for accepting the token. That I felt like was a magic moment. That, you know, that just goes to show that you can. I don't know.
I mean, I think the cliche thing to say is that in the end, it wasn't the battles, but it was the multiplayers that we made along the way.
Absolutely,
what it really is. You can't go alone. Take this, and it's your friends.
Yeah.
I love that it kind of worked into this like slight soap opera-ish thing with Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man. Like, oh, I'm just like, what do I want to do? I would like him to move on from her, but he would like to fight for her. That's his lady. He wants to, make things right. Or keep her from becoming this crazy evil game genie thing. Whichever one.
And just like any arcade gamer can tell you, if you have enough tokens, you don't have to be that good at it.
Actually, that was part of a monologue I had thought about and forgot. The games are designed for you to lose. The game is rigged, and arcades are like, they want you to lose, so you keep spending money, because if you could beat the game on one token, it's not worth making. And that had to be fixed. That is an injustice of the world that was going to try to be fixed, although the game genie is a blessing and a curse. So amazing that it was jackpotted out, or it was she regurgitated it and then it was cracked beneath the glass marble from Marble Madness, copyright Atari 1984. So thank you all very much.
Yes, thank you. And I should say, while we're talking about so many quarters, thank you to all of those who gave tips tonight. We were tipped $85 total.
Wow.
So everybody gets $17. All the players here. So thanks everyone.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Do we get to find out who other people chose, or are you not going to tell us?
Oh, the other experts?
Mine was not as good as the tip line. That's really good.
Yeah. What was yours?
Mine was Bowser.
What about the others? I'd have to find it in my chat. Do you remember?
I had a flock of ducks that would make formations to get stuff going, like the School of Fish and Finding Nemo.
And then Tionna, do you remember who your potential expert was?
It had to be another OG, like Mario,
Yeah. Mario's seen it all.
Yeah.
But so has the Nintendo Power tip line. So that was a very interesting.
That's my favorite.
Concept.
That was fantastic.
It's really good. It's so meta.
I feel like also I like that because we didn't go with Mario, a whole chunk of the biggest things it felt a little bit like we were the Netflix spin-offs of the big blockbustery movies, that we were at the street level. We only ever described the really, really successful ones indirectly. And so we never explicitly mentioned Mario, I think, at all. And so there was a very it is a very funny disconnect there.
Yeah.
But fully, I just couldn't think of any other character from before any of those things, because
it's
from
really
before
cool
the Super Nintendo.
Characters to actually talk to the tip line. That's kind of cool to hear. Simon Belmont just talking on a phone, just what's up with the dongle?
I love how we just decided "what's up" is our is our magic phrase.
Well, like someone had said, a lot of kids had called frustrated, like, why can't I beat this? It's like, because it's hard. And memorize the pattern of fireballs and maybe, run or whatever. I'm glad that Simon was able to ask the selfless question, the question for the quest. That was a very difficult pull there. That was a very nice dramatic moment as well.
Yeah, it was pretty intense to have like my first roll of the game be a 3-tie fail. And be permanently changed. Like, this is round 1.
So I know it's the tutorial, but I was like, well, when you get the critical ones, like that does go to your does go on your permanent record. Yeah.
It'd be hard to convince a lot of people that we didn't plan any of that one, because we got the success, we got the fail, we got the fail with the option to spend a token to reverse it, but not, and then we got the tie. So it worked out perfectly in sequence for demonstrating every single thing.
I am amazed you remember the order of that's super impressive.
If it's nothing remotely useful to me, it'll be in here for a good long while. Also, because of our tip line questions, if we become a regular group, we're going to have to consider what's one up.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's
that
up?
Is... I'm going to take a token for that one.
Very good, very good. Well, did anybody else want to say anything or anything like that? I do want to then take this moment to thank all of the players here for coming up with amazing things, for all of the tech tonight, for all of your wonderful playing. I want to give a big thank you to Kirk, who created this game for us to play.
Yay.
Thank
you for asking.
Of course. The rest of Xenos, but Kirk was like, when I first moved to New York City, we were part of this group called Nerd NYC, and they would run like these weekends where they would book. It was a place that had like extra. It was basically like studios for rental, and we'd play the games, and I got to play this amazing game of Dread with Kirk. Yeah. And it's to this day like one of my favorite games I've ever played. And so I'm so glad that Kirk, you could be the first GM for my first Twitch tabletop one. So yeah.
And you will be. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. Those times were so good. I love role-playing games. And so are you running a Dread game, an online version soon?
I am.
Did I spoil that? Is that I spoiled it,
but... No. So next Wednesday is going to be one where we're going to be playing a monster of the week. It's called Bachelorette Gone Bad, and it's going to be a bachelorette party where we just have to get the bride there in the morning, but a bunch of paranormal stuff happens. And we're in Atlantic City, so not Vegas dreams, but Atlantic City dreams. Yeah, and then in January, I will be running
Atlantic City afternoon naps.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, in January, I will be running a virtual Dreads. Do you know how to do virtual Dread?
I'd seen some of the things that you had talked about, but tell us. Please tell us.
So Dread is normally... Dread is my favorite gaming system. And it's what it is instead of rolling to see whether or not you succeed, you say, I want to do this thing, and the game master will determine the difficulty, and you have to pull Jenga pieces. And the only way your character can die or be removed from the game is if the tower falls. So if they say, like, that's really difficult, you need to do 2 pulls, and the tower looks really shaky, you can be like, I don't do it. So it's not that you don't die, but it's like now you're like, you're at a disadvantage because you were going to do a thing but you decided to not do it, or but it's really fun because it's like high tension, high stress, high like but it's really hard because it's a Jenga tower. So a lot of the fun of it is being able to like approach the tower. When Kirk did it, he put the tower away at a different table, so you actually had to physically get up and walk to it. So it had like extra gravitas to it of like you have to approach this thing that could kill your character in one turn. But so the way to do it online, or the way I've seen people do it online, is that you have 20 columns and 3 rows, and if the same number on a d20 gets rolled 3 times, that's the equivalent of the tower falling. And then you can just keep those numbers to go forward. So it's like it gets difficult, or then the GM, if they want to be really malicious, can then like roll a d20 3 times and take 3 more spots off of it, and then it keeps going. So that's the way I plan to do it. So
That sounds great. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. But so that will be in January. So, but yes, this was the first one. And it was so fun and so wonderful. And I love that we got to do a retro gaming one on Twitch, which Twitch is like a big platform for gaming. So it worked out really well as like a nice transition from my normal gaming streams to this. So yeah. Well, if no one else has anything, then I will bid you all I mean, people can keep talking, but if not, I will release you all to your various places. Does anybody have anything they wanted to promote or talk about? I mean, Kirk, I know you do your Twitter where you're doing. Yeah. Someone just asked, where can everyone be found? Anything to promote? So Kitten in the chat said, where can everyone else be found? Anything to promote? I'm new and I found this because of Kirk's Twitter. So,
well, thank you, Kitten. I can't see the Twitch screen right now, but thank you. So, you can find me at Kirk Says, all one word, just anywhere. That's my social media. And yeah, I usually do a daily Twitter poll. I just recently ended one. I'm probably going to start one up soon. Like I love doing that, just having the daily like choose your own adventure. And the last one was Alligator Loki. The time before that was about a feral cat from Disneyland. And so I'm looking to start a new one soon. Like maybe if I'm bored, it'll be tomorrow, but I'm trying to be like a little responsible and be like, let's not just do it right yet. But yeah, you can find me there or anywhere. Kirk Says.
Wonderful. Anybody else have anything that they would like to promote? Nope. Okay.
I don't have anything to promote because I don't do anything. I am but a simple part-time Disney princess. However, if you like random angry wrestling rants or random lists I happen to make of if Disney villains went to court, what would they be charged with? That kind of weird stuff. Or just cute pictures of animals, find me on Twitter at Tiki Nevermind. And we can be friends there. And I just lurk and love people. That's it. I just lurk. I love you and all of you, even in the chat.
Anybody else have anything that they want to promote or
Feel free to follow
where
me
they can
on
be found?
Facebook for random motivational and reminders of how much I love everybody and how wonderful all my friends are. Little pick-me-ups. That's about all it's good for.
Yeah, that's not even a joke. Literally, Baron's posts are just like the Facebook status for the day will just be like, hey, just remember you're really wonderful and I'm glad you're in the world. So if you want that to show up in your Facebook feed, you should become friends with Baron. It's really nice and refreshing in a world full of doom scrolling to just see absolute optimism and positivity and pep talks.
That's the wholesome content we need, man. That's beautiful.
And
Yeah.
terrible puns.
And terrible puns. Z, is there anything you wanted to promote?
I don't know if any of you are work for a university and are looking to hire a professional philosopher. Otherwise, no, not at all. I'm not that kind of content creator. Got nothing to plug.
Well, all of my social media is right there on the bottom of the screen. And I will also, the only thing I can say is I can put in the chat too, is that along with doing this, I do produce shows. I perform, I produce, and I host shows. So let me find my little thing here. So D20 Burlesque is the show that I run. We have a very exciting one coming up, which is we got permission from College Humor and Dropout. Thanks to Kirk here, who gave me the email to contact this person, Andrew. We are doing D20 Burlesque Does Dimension 20 tribute show on December 19th here in New York City. So if you like Dimension 20, maybe you like role-playing games, if you're watching this role-playing game, yeah, so we're going to be doing that on December 19th. There are something in the teen tickets left for seating, and then there's some standing, so you can grab those up if you want to do that. So that, I think, is going to be that. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks to the audience for sticking around and watching the show. Thanks for those who gave tips. And I guess you can see us all on the internet. Okay, I'm going to silence all of you. And I'm going to say goodbye on Twitch. Okay. I am still talking. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so thanks for Thank you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can still hear you because we're on. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. This is where you can see me coming up for the rest of the week here on Twitch. Today was the Adventures in 8-Bit City. Friday, I'm going to be finishing Kingdom Hearts. That's really exciting. I think I'm gonna play until I finish it. So that is this Friday, finishing Kingdom Hearts. It'll be my first ever time finishing it. It's gonna be simple and clean. Is that, yeah. And then we're gonna move on to Lunar as my JRPG journeys on Friday nights. And on Monday, you can join me for a Queer Jackbox party. This is where my friends and I get together and we play Jackbox. And it's a super, super fun time. Yeah, we're going to finish Kingdom Hearts, Timmy. It's going to be great. And then next Wednesday will be another tabletop role-playing game. Like I was just saying, it's going to be run by my friend Jordan, who is one of the GMs I play with weekly for almost over 2 years at this point. Yeah, it'll be Bachelorette Gone Bad, Paranormal Adventures in Atlantic City with a bachelorette party. So you can find me there. That is gonna be it for me then tonight. So let's see if we can't find somebody. I'm trying to find my retro. It's all gone. Where my retro request is, but I do not see it. So I will just go to another screen, I guess. This is a totally different. Oh, this is a totally different thing? Okay. Well, I can just go to reaction face then. Which is just a big thing of my face. No, I can't. That's not where the camera's set up. Okay, cool. We'll go to this one. Nope, that's not even a screen anymore. Wow. We have broken everything. Is broken, everybody. Anyway. No, it's okay. We're just gonna do a raid. I opened my screen and it's just a duck on the screen right now. Let's see who we're gonna do a raid for. Window broken up with a different number of people are supposed to be in it. It's a wild night right here. Big camera welcome screen. Nope, I don't have a camera anymore. Okay, cool. Anja has become the Duck Hunt. Half of Tionna's head is Pac-Man. We'll just go back to this one. Okay. Yeah, let's see who we can raid right now. We got Harry Horror Show doing some horror chatting. We have Queen PIB doing Silent Hill Homecoming. We have Fetchbug chatting. We have Apothecary doing The Witcher 3. We have Mary Lou doing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Anybody in the chat have any strong preferences? Oh, thank you, Loki. I'm excited to beat Kingdom Hearts and start Lunar. It's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna say Zelda. We want to do Zelda, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Cool. So we're gonna go over and we're gonna do that raid, everybody. And yep, we're gonna do Mary Lou. So have a great night, everybody. Thanks for everybody who tipped. Thanks for the support, and I will see you on Friday for finishing Kingdom Hearts. Great job, and have a good night, everybody. Hey, Chris, thanks for coming.